Hammaga assalomu alaykum. Yana bir bor yaxshimisizlar? Charchamayapsizlarmi? Sog'liqlar hammasi joyidami? Chotkiymishlar. Hozir o'yinimiz boshlanadi. Bugungi oxirgi o'yin Falcons o'ynaydi. Falcons.
I can't disagree with you. You know, this is you win the major, Nico, after that many years. I'm not going to fault him for sipping some Mai Tais, having some time off, chillaxing. You come back, you lose at the bounty. I'm not too worried. I'm not too concerned about the loss of EWC, but this is where they have to showcase themselves. I agree with you. I think they should be the favorite for this event.
Yeah, I like that, right? Turing,
eslanmaysan video yaxshimisiz, charchamayapsizmi? Strimlar ishda bizada. Monisini qo'shing, endi aydan ishlamayapti. O'zgartira olmayman eski trendlarimni. Shuning uchun qo'shamayman. Harakat qilib ko'rdim qo'shishga 2-3 marta. Neta edim bu. Me bampikni ko'rsatishadi bizga.
Could start out this best of 3 with that could shake up the Falcons' confidence.
I mean, if you want to just run it back for what you did a year ago, then you would go to Nuke, and it feels like Gum as a coach has been pretty good.
O'yin hozir boshlanadi, o'sha igroklar joylashib bo'lgan, hamma serverga kirib bo'lgan. Me bampikni bizga ekranda ko'rsatishadi bo'ldi. Sizlarga omad, rahmat, ovoz ko'taring. Orqa fonda ovoz o'yin payti balandroq qilaman.
Falcons, on the other hand, going with Ancient, that they've had a lot of strong history on. A little bit of a dip in performance at some points in time, but with Kerrigan, it's been pretty good.
Yeah, I think both these maps make a lot of sense. Lin Vision, they've had their fair share of chances on Inferno. Falcons going to get rid of the nuke that, as we said, over a year ago, they didn't manage to take home against Lin Vision. And then Dust 2 as the decider, if we do get there, is definitely a map that Falcons are supposed to be comfortable on.
Yeah, I mean, if we want to get to it, Dust 2, Lin Vision are going to have to show up in their map pick. Inferno starting us off here. And so what are some of the keys that give you that idea, Maui, that Inferno is underdog central?
Just the fact that so often with other maps, you might have to take multiple points of control before executing into a bomb site. Sometimes it's as simple as take out Kyosuke, take out Kerrigan towards Banana, and then just keep on pushing into the bomb site, or Nico. I mean, any semblance or assembly of players that Falcons throw towards Banana to defend early on, you still can just get naded. Like guns, you know, Nico's gun, it shoots better than most players on Lin Vision's gun. Okay, I don't know how they have different guns that they bought from different sellers, but his is way better. But the grenades, that's where the score really just gets equalized, and that's where Lin Vision, if they actually did their prep as they've done before, that's where they can get a leg up.
All right, they're hoping for a run back of what happened in the Austin Major a year ago, but are Falcons going to leave that door open for them for that potential to start off our best of 3 strong? We'll see how it plays out on Inferno.
Nico gun good, but Lin Vision gun no. Just playing with you, Maui. As of this current moment, this Falcons core has never beat this Lin Vision core. Like can't say the same the other way around.
Those are the stats I like.
The predictors over on Polymarket have this one heavily skewed the way of Falcons. Understandable. I mean, Falcons are coming off of a legacy loss, sure, at EWC. However,
hey, who doesn't lose to legacy?
That's what I'm saying, right? We know what legacy are currently achieving at the moment. You could also say, wow, Falcons lost 100 Thieves at the start of the season. But that's the old gives me effect and online Counter-Strike, off the player break, etc. Mo, where do you put this one in terms of Lin Vision having chances in a best of 3 as well?
Yeah, not very high. Especially in a match, like, there's no reason for a weird loss to happen. I mean, like, even the 100 Thieves one was sort of like, they actually were very good, brand new
Wow, pistolet round boshlanib ketdi.
This one's like known quantity, been around for a long time, not necessarily.
Bu yerda Nico bilan Mo'nsidan birinchi killlar, Emilia esa Razmenda. Nega foot ishim bor o'sha ishimmi?
Kyosuke coming in on the flank at the bottom of B.
Yeah, pretty confident opening gambit there for the side.
Kyosuke orqadan o'tyapti. Bu yerda Kyosuke o'ldirganiga ham Emilianing o'zi javob qaytara oldi. Emilia Q2. 3-2 vaziyatda qolib ketishmoqda. Monisi uning qarama-qarshisida.
But of course, with that push down B, we got this simultaneous tuck from Kerrigan, who then actually called Tessa all the way back over.
They will just have to start pushing, essentially, since they're together.
And they're going to push into Monacy. Question is, will he be checking a flank, perhaps, as they move by, or will they just circumvent him by taking this one arch?
They kind of know now, essentially, that it's Arch. Monacy's only watching to see if they went back around through halls.
Va nima o'ylab topishar ekan? Hozircha boiler pozitsiyasi Monacy tomondan to'liq egallanib olinganini ko'rib turibmiz.
We know the answer. On site, both remaining Lin Vision members. It's a plant tucked in, back site.
Emilia esa bombani o'rnatish bilan ovora, Kolmisiu shortni o'z qo'liga oldi. Emilia.
Actually bounces it off the wall into his own face. That could have damn near
Va
killed.
Kolmisiu orqasidan o'ynayapti Monacyni. Va o'ldi Monacy. Easy kill. Kolmisiu haqida informatsiya bor. Kamchilikda bo'lib round o'tib ketsa bilmadim, lekin 5 ga 3 ida tazasdan Kolmisiuga headshot, eng so'nggi guruh esa Emilia Carrigan bilan birga push qilishyapti. Emiliani Carrigandan headshot qabul qilib oldi round so'ngida. Retake amalga oshdi, lekin bomba o'rnatilgani sababli force back qilishadi. Legacy'ni o'yini bekor ko'rmadi, yutib qo'ydi. Ko'rdim aka, oxirgi raundda Latonni qilgan 5 ta killini ham ko'rdim. Mazza qilib ko'rdim aka o'yinni o'zim. Prosta telefonimda orqa fonda ko'rindi, boshqa ishlarim qilayotgandim bungacha. Hozir 1 minut.
And again, when it comes to like this team in a group situation and also coming off of EWC, it's not like they won and now they're feeling themselves too much and didn't really practice. They lost and it was probably a pretty tough loss.
Yeah.
And I feel like they know that in bringing Carrigan, they have the ability to win the major, but now that their floor can just kind of disappear. That's the other thing that you can get with Carrigan. So that might have been a call to realize that they need to step that part up in their game, which gives me more confidence towards Falcons in this matchup.
Still just thinking about that quote from Nico. I don't remember the last time we got destroyed like this, talking about that legacy loss. So that really is just kind of a testament to the something special legacy threw at them. It'd be a wild night if Lin Vision could do the same. Can they grind out a map win? Time will tell. Right now we get that pack working its way up the short side. We've got a good positioning here on site momentarily for Lin Vision, but it is TessS's MP7 and Nico on the scene to really shut down the hopes of Lin Vision. And they got their damage in. TessS and Nico both tagged up down to 13 health each. However, 4 players up for the conversion here from Falcons. It's going to be solid for the economy.
Nowhere easy to go, obviously, in the veto. Inferno can be a very unfun map when you have to pick it, play T side.
Endi bemalol ko'rsak, ular like-larni bosib qo'yamiz, hali like bosmagansilar menimcha ko'pchilik.
So much space so early in the round. That's the Inferno special.
2-0 hisob Falcon oldinda va butunlay pistoletlarda o'ynashga to'g'ri keladi. Bu safar hujumda
and yet that controls so much of the game.
Lin Vision.
That's what makes this map tough.
Ma easy 2-0 ga Falcons yutadi deb o'ylayman. Sizlar nima deb o'ylaysizlar?
I just coughed.
Nimaga ovoz Nito? Qanaqa ovoz aka?
I thought that everyone heard it.
Well, production did.
Niko. Va Kyosuke Kolmisiuni minus qilib bermoqda. Entry frag topildi yana. Keyingi raundda
pistols will have nothing to work with except for those flashbangs. Ooh, I see you later. Amelia called Falcons the dream team. What makes them the dream team? Nat asked, and his answer was to list all 5 players. It's a fair response.
Whoosh.
It really is.
But just because they're the dream team doesn't mean you can't beat them.
Yeah, you just got to be the
ovoz
nightmare
yo'q,
team.
pashti. Qaysi ovozda aytyapsiz aka?
Proven this in the past, albeit in a best of 1.
I mean, it is just 3 best of 1s.
Niko. Va Monacy Zakin o'lmoqda. Steridan esa ajoyib headshot bilan razmen ko'rdik Monacy topgan killga.
Instant pullback from Lin Vision. Starry looking to link up with Westmelon once that smoke fades. They'll see what they can get done towards the B site. Kyosuke just going to play a little more timid, make sure he can spot it, doesn't want to die, give open that B site.
Kyosuke
like Maui said,
baranda yaqin kelib olgan unga qarshi igroqlar va Kyosukedan navbatdagi minus double kill katta ehtimollik bilan 5 ga 1 kdagi o'tib oladi. Starryni ham otib tashladi. 3-0 Falcons oldinda.
4 players alive situation for Falcons. One of the more comfortable starts you could ask for to a game of Counter-Strike.
Does feel like there is like that unique problem of Lin Vision, just like they love the players.
Bitta hayashga hozir oyog'ini tagiga tushgani uchun shunaqa damage oldi aka.
How could we ever beat them?
Yeah, like they've already sort of created them as these heroes in their heads, and I mean, and they are right.
Inglizlarni
They're
o'chirib
talking about
bo'lmaydi va
players who
texnik
are
pauza bizada.
the elite of the elite and all together, and the most recent major winners. There's no way to question that. Also, Monesi, potentially in a position to vie for number one, in a way that, like in 2024, he was very close, I think. But this team, with the major win and his form, is like in a much more real position to actually do it. And yeah, probably the scariest part about Falcons is him and Kioske. So much room to grow, so much room to get better. And somehow TSS has also gotten better year over year.
Va bizda 4-raund boshlandi. Ikkita jamoada ham fullbay bor. Zakir esa AWPda o'ynaydi bu raundda.
The original Falcon.
Niko
First gun round comes up for Lin Vision. It's an instant op for Zakir.
Emiliyadan Hayeshka va B'da 3 kishi bo'lib himoyalanishmoqda. Falconlar push, agressiya, yaxshi pozitsiyaga borish, lekin Kyosuke yonib ketadi. Kyosuke yonib ketmoqda. Oy, Apex baby.
A couple of kills in one direction will just lead Lin Vision to try to go for commitments. But for now they're happy to just let that death settle in. Tuck a player behind logs.
Anonim, mana o'zimga yozib yuboring bu muammoni. Mana o'zimga yozing, akkauntda men sizga streamdan keyin aloqaga chiqaman. Nima bo'layotganini tushuntiring menga. Niko,
You see the lie detector content that they made with Apex and him, and they asked him if Kioske wasn't on the team, would you be the star player?
B'ga kirib kelishlar davom etishadi. Faqatgina Nikoning o'zi himoyada 4 kishi bo'lib B'ga o'ynashyapti. 3 ta A. Agar Niko hech qanaqa kill topmasdan o'lib ketadigan bo'lsa, retake'ga kelmaydi jamoadoshlari va save qilishadi shunda. Va Nikoga yaqin kelib olishdi. Hech qanaqa raskillarsiz o'ynashyapti. Niko birinchi kill, Niko double kill amalga oshirib bermoqda Niko. Va mana endi retake'ga ham kelishsa bo'ladi. Ani faqatgina tezasini o'ziga qoldirib ketdi. 25 soniya vaqt. Va Carrigan ham aga qaytyapti.
The smoke timing's perfect. The
Tazas.
is just fine. He throws it while dodging a flash that's coming in.
Va Staridan Carriganga headshot, Monisi esa kutubxona pozitsiyasida.
15 seconds on this clock. Monesi's ready for the short peek. Bombs inbound and there's a chance the player in front of him's the first
Monisi
challenge.
va Monisi Zakirni tutib oldi. Bomba urashga qo'yib bermaydi hozir. Agaga. 4-0. Hisob 4-0 ko'rinishga yetib yaxshi kutib olishdi ham migrantlarni. Shu Xitoy komandalari qachondir yutganmi? Xitoy komandalari Osiyoda yutadi. Bu turnirlarni yutish qiyin.
It's actually a beautiful round out of Nico. And obviously with this happening, he's got to set up to be able to do it, but crazy that he gets that second kill on top of it.
Monesi very ready for that starry approach. Nice! Going back to the lie detector content, my favorite one was when the guy asked Apex if he thought he was a better player than Nico. And he answered no.
5-round boshlandi.
Form map, Kyosuke's last Inferno was his highest rated map in a Falcons jersey, 26-7 KD.
Pistolletlarda o'ynashyapti. Kyosuke eng oxirgi o'ynagan Infernasda 26 ga esiladami? Shunaqa KDda yugurib o'tgani hammasini.
Well, let's see if he can beat it, because right now he's 5-2.
Carrigan. Va Kyosuke ham agressiv tarzda yaqinlashib kelmoqda.
Yes. Inferno B-centric a lot, but I feel like in the last few games, there have been teams that have just been trying to hit A over and over again. Doesn't feel like people are just trying to get car control exact B all the time now.
Flash va raskillar tashlab berildi. Egallab olishmoqchi ular, lekin long 4 ta bo'lib aniq himoya qilyapti Falcons. Ancha qiyin hozir kirib kelish. O Kyosuke'da shans bor, lekin Starry Deagle bilan headshot berib Kyosuke'ga B'ga qarab yugurishda davom etadi. Bu yerda Carrigan xato pik qildi, to'g'ri anti-flash o'xshadi-yu. Emilia tomonidan headshot, Monisi esa Kolmisiuni o'zini kill qila oldi. Starry haqida info bormi ularda? Yo'q, Starryni bilishmaydi. Niko'ning orqasidan o'ynab yuboryapti Starry. Bomba esa o'rnatildi. Yaxshi o'ynashdi. Va Niko hozir tezroq o'ynamasa, Starry yetib kelib uni kill qilib qo'yishi mumkin va kill qildi ham. Niko yo'q endi. Nikoga ajoyib headshot. Tazas hamda Monisi esa save ga yo'l olishmoqda.
And then on top of it, Kerrigan, unfortunately for Falcons, isn't able to hang on to that smoke push. Not quite the same impact as Nico in the round ago.
Yeah, it's kind of the same position. Players jumping through a smoke, him trying to dodge a flash, and then aim extremely well.
Mazga lichkamni beraman, aka mana.
Nico in that regard.
Hozir.
Not for as long, anyway.
Chatni ko'rsangiz, chatda tashlab qo'ydim. Yozorsangiz menga gaplashamiz.
It's a well-earned first round, 5 rounds into
Birinchi raundda Lean Visionda.
Lucky. I like that Starry jumps through, holds the flank, or just the in case clear.
Yeah, that was awesome. That definitely won them the position. I mean, they would have got that whole half of the split shut down. Rotations would have come in.
Na, pistoletlar bilan raundni yutib ketishdi. 4-1. Ikkita jamoada hamma endi full buy bor. Monisi qanaqa pik qilar ekan, midni. Yo, middan hech kim chiqmayapti. Ikkita second bini o'ynashyapti va Westmelon yaxshigina damage'lar qabul qilib olgan holatda bananda pozitsiyasini egallab olmoqda. Kyosuke Nico va ortga qaytib olishdi.
Kyosuke softened up but still content to take that bit of a challenge.
Zakir.
But it looks like we're heading to A again. At least for brackets control. 3 flashbangs over.
Nico.
Take it. Force Monacy.
Va bu yerda Nico nimalar qilib tashlayapti? Yana double kill. Ikkita igrokni kutib olyapti o'zi. Ajoyib killari bilan. Lekin Nikoning o'zi ham razmen qilib berilgandan so'ng short pozitsiyasini egallashga harakat qilib ko'rish-yu boilerga Starry yo'l olmoqda. 4-3 vaziyat 50 soniya atrofida vaqt. B'da Kyosuke va Kerrigan himoyada, Tazas hamda Monisi A'da turib olishgan. 3 kishi bo'lib sekin bananga tortilyapti. Hozirlikda Lean Vision a'zolari hamma joyini check qilgan holatda Emilia Quake boshchiligida B'ga kirish ko'ramiz. Lekin ularning qarshisiga smoke tashlab qo'yilgan va Kyosuke bor.
Kyosuke plays orange jump up. He's got Kerrigan to play off of.
Raskidlar tashlab berildi va Kyosuke kerakli informatsiyani ham jamoadoshlariga yetkazdi va saytga ham egallash endi boshlansa kerak. Kataga qarab o'tib olgan Kyosukedan birinchi kill bor. Informatsiya ham yig'ib bo'ldi. Cherkovga kirib ketgan Emilia vaqt yetmaydi ularga. Vaqt. Kyosuke Starry topgan killga javob qaytarib olgan bo'lsa, 5 soniya atrofida vaqt. Smoke'dan chiqib kelgan Emilia ham payqaldi va Kyosuke Emilia tomonidan otib tashlanmoqda. Qolganiga vaqti yetmayapti Emilianing o'zini. Orqadan Tazas yetib kelmoqda. Va Tazasdan ajoyib headshot, hisob esa 5-1.
Tons of money on his teammates, luckily, so he will be fine, but still.
Deponi Osiyodagi turnirini yo'q aka. U yoqda Botir sharhlaydi. Botir boradi Xitoyga.
Again, really, it's Nico. I mean, it's his 2 kills right here, looking extremely clean at the moment. Just makes the rest of the round simple. It almost feels like they went B because Nico was traded out. Didn't matter, though.
Monisi
Nice pick. Monacy happy to challenge around that mid.
Zakirni minus qilib berdi. Keyingi raundda unaqa puli bo'lmaydi agar bomba o'rnata olmasa Lean Visionni. Va yaxshi agressiya, ajoyib flash, gap yo'q Kerriganga. Nico ham vaqtida yetib kelib Westmelonni o'ldirgan killni trade qilib bera oldi. Kolmisiu hamda Starrylar tirik qolishgan bomba Kolmisiuning qo'lida. Boilerdan Starry chiqib kelsa Monisi flick qilishga ulgurar ekanmi? Bizga Monisini ko'rsatib tursa yaxshi bo'lardi. Monisi qaranglar reaksiyada o'tib borishini. Hali ham bu tomonga pik qilmadi-yu, lekin yaxshi. Botir kim? Botir shotmi? Botir shot. Xitoyda o'zidan turib sharhlaydi. Stream qiladi nasib bo'lsa. Call me you bir ro'za tirik qolgan bananda.
Yeah.
You know, Falcons don't just lose like everybody else. They lose their way.
Zakir tuxum qachon yorar ekan? Uyda yorsa kerak bu tuxumni. 6-raundi bu Falconsda.
But thus far doesn't feel like we're going to have any of those antics tonight. This has been rock solid stuff from Falcons. You can see the confidence in their play. You can see their mechanical skill on display. Nico's mowdowns, Monacy's op shots, the opening moves they're making. So to the 6-1 score we go.
Unfortunately, if Lin Vision don't try to get crafty, like it's just going to get worse. If they want to play the map standard, that's exactly what Falcons are hoping for.
They're going to get choke slammed.
The one round they won was sort of an interesting B split that they pulled off. Yeah, this
Yutsa zo'r bo'lardi.
such a nice
Yutishi
setup. It was
juda
so
qiyin.
slick.
Nu
They
yutsa
they
haqiqatan
pushed out into this flash.
Hatta
from the top
yaxshiroq
of Banana.
bir yutib hech bo'lmasa
Didn't feel like they were about to peak.
gruppadan chiqib olsa ham depo VRS uchun botir aytdi-ku, uni yutish nereal narsa-da-yu, lekin yo'lni qilsa bo'ladi deb. Zo'r flash otib beribdi, ha,
See
Karrigan.
how well they're set up on their angles.
PJ Lastanaga borib o'yinlarni ko'rishingizga bilet olasiz. Примерно $300 adashmasam kirishdi o'zini bileti, 3 kunlik play-offi. Samolyot $200-250 olasiz samolyotga biletni, otel yoki Airbnb'da kvartira olsangiz bo'ladi. Mana shunaqa qilib $1000 ketib qolsa kerak. 4-5 kunlik travel plus play-offni 3 kunni ko'rib, ovqatlanib hammasiga. Lekin chotki dam olib kelasizda $1000 ga. 8-raund boshlandi. Yana Monisining qo'lida AWP, ikkita Kalashnikda o'ynashadi bu raundda Lin Vision a'zolari. Seconddan yetib kelyapti. Yo, pastda Monisi ko'rdi. Ko'rdi-yu, salgina tutib olishiga yetmayapti. Kyosuke haqida info bor. Voy, o'zinikini otib tashlagan Karriganga farqi ham yo'q. Voy, Kyosuke nimalar qilib tashlaganini qarang, triple killmi?
Who's assisting who?
Real quick.
4K between the both of them.
Yana o'shanaqa spray, bananda umuman shans qoldirmayapti. 3 ta B o'ynaydigan bo'libdi Falcons. Shunga e'tibor qildim men.
Well, I guess we can't do anything in the face of this Falcons.
Aytayman, easy 2-0 borda Falconsga. Like bosmaganlar like-dan bosib qo'yaylik. 1000 ta odam ko'raydi, 300 ta. Mayli like bosmasanglar farqi yo'q. Bo'ldi, o'zi bitta o'yinda stream qilamiz, unaqa ko'p.
Feels like we're going to get a Falcons clinic this evening. Remember, this is obviously the map pick of Lin Vision.
9-raund va mana endi Kyosukening agressiyasi ishlamadi bu raundda. Salgina ortga qaytib olgan Monisi. Hozir Emilia Karriganga headshot bermoqda. 5 ga 4 vaziyat. B igroq yana 2 ta bor. 15 minutdan ustalishga anonim streamni to'liq tugatib qarab bilaman-da aka, bu la o'tirmaysiz, o'qiyman.
Still one absolute demon left over, but down to 31
Emilia.
HP. What can he do?
Emilia Kyosukeni kill qilmoqda. 4 ga 2 vaziyat va bu raundni Lin Vision o'z foydasiga hal qila oldi. Monisi hamda TZS A igroqlar tortilish foydasi ham yo'q. Egallab bo'lingan B ga. Puldan muammo yo'q Falconsda. Bemalol full buy qilishlari ham mumkin keyingi raundda.
And Emilia does all the work.
But there's a difference between winning 2
TZS Starin exit frag sifatida minus qilib Kalashni save qilishga harakat qilib ko'radi.
Leave a dent in Falcons through the series. So, respect, it's worked a second time.
TZS Zakirni ham o'ldirib bera oldi.
What are they retaking here on Banana?
Call miss you.
Oh, they got
Bomba portlaganda TZS orqaga qarab qo'yganda, ama va Monisidan headshot save qilishga qo'yib bermayapti.
The confidence. You miss the op shot, you just go into the Tech 9 duel. You could have just tucked in, made sure you saved it. Happy to risk it. Full control, full confidence.
Media sohasi o'yishi borgan. PJ Lastanada ham
not on an ego.
PJ Lastanada unaqa bora olmaysiz, media sohasidan bora olmaysiz. PJ badge bermaydi media akkreditatsiyasiga. Faqat o'zini nima deydi, katta bloglar, Counter Strike haqida HLTVda ishlaydiganlar intervyu olib, shunga o'xshagan content qilsa bo'ladi.
Defeat Lin Vision. They get their rematch versus Legacy. Didn't have to wait long for that one.
Don't think they're looking forward to that one. I mean, it's also not the first time they lost to Legacy. Legacy took a final from them.
Yeah. That's why revenge will be so sweet. Or a streak of losses so sour.
10-raund boshlandi.
Awesome. Yep. Because Legacy are playing obviously very well right now too.
So win-win for
Monisi
all us viewers. Keep the drama coming.
Ko'rdi, lekin tutib ola olmadi bu safar ham Monisi. Tez o'ynab o'rishdi-da juda.
Not Not as much of a presence here this round from Lin
Kyosuke.
despite this B fight working last round.
Niko A'ga yordamga ketmoqda. Kerrigan esa B'ni o'zida qoladi. Menimcha bunaqa ovozlardan keyin hujum ham sekinlik bilan A'ga tortilayotganini ko'rib turibmiz. Boylerdan chiqib kelishsa, Monisi bor ularning qarshisida. Yaxshigina qayashga qabul qilib olmoqda Kolmisiyu. Kolmisiyu. Yana Monisi qaytdi short pozitsiyasini egallab olishga. Bananga anchagina push qilib boribdi Kyosuke hamda Kerrigan. 50 soniya atrofida vaqt Lean Vision hisobida qolmoqda. Kyosuke easy kill, Emilia minus qilib berildi. Bananga yana yordam kerakmi deyman-da, lekin qaytishdi bu fikrlardan. Juda ham vaqt kamayib boradi hozir. 40 sekund. Yana Bananga agressiya. Bo'ldi, qaytishdi. B'ga kirishga harakat qilib ko'rishadi. Keyingi vaqtlarda.
Nico's sixth sense is tingling. Starts to make the rotation back.
Call miss you.
This is a crazy good setup though to get one kill at the very last second while you're trying to put the bomb down.
Lin Vision full exec. More and more nades come through to try to stop.
Va Westmela hamda Call miss you'dan headshot bemalol B'ga kirib ketdi. Bombani uratishga ham ulguribdi Stari. Wallbang orqali killma. Yomon kirib kelishdi lekin B'ga.
Nice clean pop into the B site. We'll watch Nico, Monisi and Tesses versus 4.
Va Call miss you banadan kelgan. Monisini kutib oldi. Nico oxirgi soniyalarda yaxshi kirib kelishdi lekin. Nikodan bitta kill lekin Zakir tomonidan ham headshot yegan holatda va olovga oyog'i tekkandan so'ng razmenga tushib qoldi. Tezda save qilib qoladi. Keyingi raund ham fullbackga qarshi fullback ko'ramiz. Bu Lean Vision'ning hujumdagi 3-raundi.
I mean, the only way that ever could have been won is with both the entries at the exact same time.
Exactly how it happened.
Yeah, and they got it. I'm pretty shocked that it did go that way with the boost up because they also had an insurance policy of trying to push through the smoke.
Yes.
Just for the ultimate distraction, almost knowing he was going to die. But you see the clear here is so good from West Melon. He's actually first to look up and check just in case. What's the one way they could pop out and stop us from getting this bomb down?
Yeah, let him know. You can just see Nico was kind of like the raise of the eyebrows.
11-chi raund boshlandi.
We had everything we needed to stop that. All the nades in place, all the positions to drop it. And instead, we get a
media sohasidan siz qanaqa qilib bormoqchisiz?
Yeah. Giving him a little life.
Sumoyev. Shu. Media bilan borish qiyin. Murat akkreditatsiya O'zbekistonda o'zi zo'rg'a bizaga bergandi faqat. Majorga. Monisi Kolmisiyni minus qilib ber oldi. Unda ham necha marta yozib, tushuntirib, shunaqa ish qilamiz degan undan keyin. Oddiy даже просто CS2 gameplay qilib stream qilsangiz ham bermaydi media akkreditatsiya. Bir daqiqa vaqt. Igroklar bilan ko'rishmoqchi bo'lsangiz, просто muxlis sifatida borib ham ko'rishingiz mumkin u yoqda.
Monisi changed side of the bomb site and
Monisi
That's such a vicious gap.
feels like the kind of gap you
easy tutib oladi lekin.
notice if you're Lin Vision.
Ozgina joy ochiq qolgan, ko'rgan bo'lsanglar smoke orasida. Smoke yaxshi tushmadi. Smoke tarqalishni boshlaydi hozir. Tarqaldi smoke.
And he knows he can stay wide as well.
There's a couple smokes still for Lin Vision. You'd think they'd throw another one down.
Monisi
Sure enough, it's been pulled. West Melon's going to put it in front of Monisi.
yana bir smoke tashlab berildi. Mana endi Monisi pozitsiyasini o'zgartirib oladi. Tazas. Shortga smoke. Kirib kelishyapti shortdan agressiv tarzda. Monisi West Melonni o'ldirib bermoqda va Tazas double kill. Zaka esa Tazasni o'zini razmen qildi-yu qaytdi ortiga. Wallbang orqali Ya, Monisi qo'ysangchi. Pichoqlamoqchi bo'ldimi bitta o'q tekkandan keyin.
It's tough, man. Tessus, that spray, dude. Oof. Pure class.
Tessus. As he's kind of like sliding back into the cover too. But yeah, you can't be surprised when you get punished for that fall.
I'm surprised that you even can miss an arch smoke, because it just, with CS2 smokes, it just take up so much space there.
Yes.
It must have caught something.
No, he should be saying nice, Rene.
Honestly.
It's the other way around, brother.
Yeah, what in the world?
That's Tessus.
That's Tessus,
Just
yeah.
the humble king. And I love the way he maniacally rubs his hands together.
Well, he has the cleanest score line on the whole team.
Yes, sir. Only 2 deaths for
Tabriklayman aka,
Tessus.
buyursin. Nima bilan tabriklayapsizlar? Pravo olganingiz bilan tabriklaymiz, tabriklaymiz aka. Mashinalar bo'lsa, mashinada eson-omon yuring. Bo'lmasa, mashina olish ham nasib qilsin. 12-raund boshlandi. 8-3 hisobi bilan Falcons total ustunlik ko'rsatmoqda. Keyingi map Ancient. Raskidlar tashlab berildi va Vesbelni juda ham low holatda. Yana Karriganmi bu yerda? Oy, jinnisan Karrigan. Kolmisiyu hali ham yaqin kelib olibdi-da. Bo'lmasa bunaqa bo'lib tashlardi. Kolmisiyu Kyosukiga ham qaychib berib bormoqda. 4% joni bilan yashashda davom etadi.
Unfortunately for Sue, he's down to 4 HP and only has one teammate left behind him. Who's his
3ta kill qilibdi Karrigan. O'zi ham push qilib turar ekan, Niko.
Who's going to pop up from coffin in a moment and presumably
Boshni ko'tarsa
catch at
ikkita
least
yiroq
one of
turadi.
these kills.
Flash va Niko pick. Nikodan easy headshot Kolmisiyuga. Eng so'nggi Rockstar Wallbang orqali Nikoni otib bera oldi. Bomba tushib qolgan. 1 daqiqa vaqt bor unda hali. Yetarlicha vaqt degani bu. Orqadan tezas yetib kelsa, KTda Monisi AWPda himoyada.
I say all the time, but if that smoke fades, he'll be exposed to it.
Oxirigacha o'rnatdi bombani.
Great spot to put together something.
Endi tezas ham tortilib keladi. Cherkov tomondaligi haqida informatsiya bor, chunki Monisi tekshirib turibdi. Hech kim nutqizgani yo'q. Ko'rdi menimcha Monisi. Starry info bor va Starry tezasni o'tib qo'yishi mumkin edi. Sal qolganda yana bir bo'lmaydi kill ko'rardik. Line up bo'lib olishgan edi. Nice try va tezas tomonidan otib tashlandi. 9-3 hisob bilan jamoalar o'rin almashib olishyapti. Yaxshi himoya ko'rsatishdi Falcons.
Or this retake to close things out. A rock solid 9-3 half out of the Falcons.
Bu Blast Open Porto chempionati. Yaxshi chempionat. Top chempionatlardan bittasi.
Here on the sun-drenched streets of Mirage, we spot some of nature's most fascinating creatures. Counter-Strike players in their natural habitat. Despite the plentiful environments these fellows could inhabit, they seem to always swarm towards the comfort and safety of this shining paradise. As the sun rises over the stone architecture, in typical fashion, we see this species squabble over their preferred position. Let us discover where they shall end up. Firstly, we have the so-called A-anchor. This fellow is often seen fighting for his life without a lick of support. The window player, an arrogant and egotistical creature. They can often be seen in the pre-game chat, claiming their position in the blink of an eye. Not all are so lucky as to get their desired position. The B-anchor, oftentimes the runt of the litter, designated to hold this empty site and ward off predators. Forced to survive on scraps, he can often be found at the bottom of the scoreboard. Here we see the signature characteristic of this oft-forgotten fellow, a key adaptation over millennia. This creature's legs propel them tirelessly and repeatedly to spot any potential foe. As this defensive tribe scramble to defend their territory, they realize they are not alone. Mirage can hold up to as many as 9 foes at a single time. As we move across its deserted expanse, we arrive at another group of remarkable characters. However, these bloodthirsty devils do not look as amicable as our aforementioned defenders, their eyes locked on the objective. These players scurry from their spawn with the exception of one. Without moving a muscle, we observe one of the players launching a gray metallic canister skyward. The desired outcome seems not to have been achieved. A regrettable mistake.
Assalomu alaykum, qanaqa mikrofon oldingiz? Hali aka endi zakaz qilgan 2 xil modelidan magazinga aytib qo'ygan. O'shalarni olib kelsa, tekshirib ko'rib keyin olib kelaman. Hozir magazingacha kelib olsin.
A breakneck flurry of utility flies overhead, attempting to disrupt the defenders. Stakes could not be higher. And with nothing he can do, the A anchor is flashbanged like a deer in headlights. He decides his best bet is to retreat. No matter how much he cries out for help, support is nowhere to be found. However, the restless hunter has found its prey. It's one shot, one kill. Such is the life of the Opper, precise and deadly.
Nice, easy day in the office thus far for Team Falcons. They give up 3 rounds to Linvision, all by a way of B-site hits. And, well, everybody else feels good about the game. Monacy, 11 frags, Nico on 12.
13-raund boshlandi.
If they keep this up, Ancient will be in the Falcons' back pocket in no time. Starry feeling inspired
Starry.
from the Falcons.
Wo, Monisidan Emiliyaga headshot. Starry ham low holatda, lekin keragini menus qilib berdi-yu, tezasidan rasmen qabul qilib olmoqda o'zi.
Pistol ran back, just teams on different sides. Falcons
Call me
individual
Sue.
level shines through. They come out on top of the duels again. Despite
Va
being on
Zakir,
different sides.
kurdi igroqlar, va Zakirdan Nikoga headshot. Nimagadir Zakirni hech kim tekshirmay turgan edi. 3ga 3 vaziyatda qolib ketishdi jamoalar.
Yeah, it definitely makes it a little harder now for Falcons.
Charchang, rahmat, sizam charchang. Kolmisiyu va banana kirib kelishmoqchi. Kolmisiyu ko'rdi, informatsiya yetkazadi, jamoadoshlaridan yordamini kutadi endi. Lekin juda agressiv tarzda yetib kelishda KTga smok tashlashgan Kolmisiyu ajoyib headshot Kyosukiga. Kolmisiyu yaxshigina damage'lar o'zi ham qabul qilib oldi. Monisi tomonidan wallbang orqali yotib tashlandi. Westmelon cherkov pozitsiyasidan o'yinni davom ettiradi. Tezasdan kill. Eng so'nggi iroq esa KTdagi Zakir. Zakirni bilishmaydi hozircha. Birga o'ynashyapti ikkita iroq.
Playing it together as they should.
And unfortunately, Zakir has 3 kills so far this map, so you'd think his confidence not quite boiling over.
Saytga egallab oldi lekin Zakir.
Side by side, pushing back around to wrap CT.
Aylanib yurishibdi. Bo'ldi, eshitishdi.
That side's clean enough. Does see a bit of body.
The bomb is planted. It's
Na, ikkita tomondan o'ynashadi va Falconsning 10-raundi bu.
Monacy almost clipped, but again, just play it.
Monisidan headshot va triple
And it
kill.
is double digits.
Pistol roundda.
Yeah, they locked us in. We're sort of looking for reasons to be like, okay, Linvision could actually do something interesting today, and we have seen 3 good rounds, but, you know, without pistols and without a solid half otherwise, there isn't really a reason to sort of believe it. Also, not seeing any questionable moments for Falcons either when it comes to decision making. Just a frag movie.
14-raund boshlandi. Birorta igroqdan bemalol borib olsangiz bo'ladi, patviz. O'zi muxlislar bilan ko'rishadigan vaqti bo'ladi ularni. Turnirdan chiqib ketgandan keyin, agar chiqib ketmasa, grand final oldidan, yarim final tugagandan keyin o'sha arenaning o'zida imzo qo'yilib, qarochi fan klubi uchun joyi bo'ladi-da. Borib, aylanib, bitta stolda o'zida buni terilib o'tiradi, 5 ta igroqi. O'sha igroqlar bilan borib imzo olib, rasm tushsangiz ham bo'ladi.
Smoke may slow this down, but it is still Falcons very much ready. Try to hammer home the B hit. They'll pop open the smoke, and do they go? Mac 10 in the forefront.
Va Karigan Westmelon o'ldirib lekin Kolmisiyu hech kim tekshirmadi. Kolmisiyu qilayotgan Kyosuki javob qaytardi. Steridan Deagle'da double kill.
Off that Desert Eagle.
3-2 vaziyat.
Falcons dead.
Hali Monisi bombani o'rnatganicha yo'q. Hamma joyda smoke.
Oh, they've actually re-smoked.
Yana bir smoke tashlab berildi Kataga.
Huh. Well, that smoke's kind of nice, I think. Never
Oy,
mind.
oy. Otib qo'yardi sal qolganda Steri. O, 27% jon Monisida. Jinni ekan bu Steri. Smoke ichida shuncha damage.
Monacy is able to get off the bomb site. Funnily enough, it is Monacy and Tessas.
Yana Tezas bilan Monisi birgalik. Voy, Benjamin. Assalomu alaykum. Yana bir marta kayfiyat chinninglar. Rahmat Benjamin. Ey, ko'tarib tashladingiz brat kayfiyatni.
As long as he keeps that player at bay, they may close
Tezas.
the distance, but it's going to be hard to get Tessas.
Tezasdan Zakirga headshot va uni izlashyapti. Bu yerda Tezas Sterini o'ldirib berdi. Emilia kill qildi-yu, lekin defuse qilishga ulgurmaydi. Maqsadiga erishdi Monisini o'ldirgan holatda va mana endi save qilishga harakat qilib ko'radi Galilda. Oy. Ulgurdi. Endi ulgurmadim deb o'ylagandim. Shu uchun so'rayotgandingizmi kayfiyat qanaqa?
Falcons round win and 11-3. That's all you really care about.
Trenerda qo'ldagi apparat mikrofonni ulab gaplashish uchun. Naushnikda ulab olib. Hatta birinchi mapimiz juda tez tugayapti. Shunday ekan, birinchi map tugagandan keyin o'zimizda KS2 o'ziga kirib 10-15 minut duel o'tishamiz. Ikkinchi map boshlanganicha.
At coffin, so like, you know, it's almost
To'q
expected to have
qo'ydim
some kind
deylar.
of
O'zingiz
lineup for
esingizda
that. That was
chiqadigandimi?
actually such
Gap
a
yo'q.
productive smoke for the tees.
Yeah.
Niko.
Forces Lin Vision to take a knee on this round.
Va pistoletlar hamda save qilib qo'yilgan Galil bilan himoyalanyapti. Falcons lekin juda qiynalib raundlar o'lishdi. Mana bu raundda qarang, mida chiqib olishgan sal qoldi. Yana bitta flash bo'lganda hammasini Deagle'da tir-tir deb tashlasa bo'lardi. Tezasdan esa double kill, Monisi ham o'zining double kill nishonlayapti. Hujumda faqat Monisi bilan tezas o'ynayaptimi deyman o'zi. Eng so'nggi giroga esa Westmelon.
And they just know he's here too.
I thought Monesi was about to shoot that
Yeah, it
smoke.
felt like.
Uni bombani o'rnatib bemalol map pointga chiqib olsa bo'ladi Falcons. Men Ancient'dagi statistikaga qarayman, Falconsdan bekorga Ancient'ni pick qilmagan. Respect, siz zo'rsiz. Rahmat, Asadbek, siz zo'rsiz.
There's more expectations with them, but you know, there's so many
Ancient'dagi
up-and-coming stories,
statistika
unfortunately.
bizada.
They aren't one of those teams that stands out just because
Ha,
they're playing tier 1
tushunarli.
team
3
from
marotaba o'ynab, ikkitasida yutgan.
a less strong
Falcons Ancient'da oxirgi 3 oylikda. Lin Vision esa 5 marotaba o'ynab, bittasida yutgan. Shuning uchun Ancient pick qilishdi. Dust kartasi ham o'zi hamma map pick Falconsga qulay bo'lgan ekanda.
Yeah,
On Vertigo, A ran.
they are still G2 in some ways.
I also just remember when Lin Vision was turning
Zakir
heads back to
AWP
Austin.
oldi
Austin
qo'liga.
as a major
3 ta kill
was
bilan
a
yurib.
huge pop-off opportunity for
Emilia,
Chinese
Colmis,
Counter-Strike
Steri
specifically.
maksimumini qilib berishyapti. Westmelon bilan Zakir esa o'ynamaymiz bu kartani. Keyin karta o'ynaymiz deb aytib turibdi hozircha. Va bizda 16-raund boshlandi. Zakir double kill qila olmayapti. Kiyosukini minus qilib bera oldi. Niko hamda Kerrigan birgalikda B'ga kirishga harakat qilib ko'rishadi. Smoklar tashlab qo'yilgan, 3 kishi bo'lib B'ni himoya qilishmoqda va yaxshigina flash ham tayyor turibdi. Kerrigan smokchiga keldi va bu Kerrigan jinni Kerrigan. Smokka push qilib chiqib kill topadigan kapitan. Kam uchratamiz bunaqalarni. Lekin Colmisiu yaxshi o'ynab bergan holatda double kill amalga oshirib B'dagi agressiyani birozgina to'xtatdi. Tezasdan headshot o'qimaydilar Sterining pozitsiyasini. Steri o'qilmaydi. Double kill Steridan. Bitta line up bo'lib chiqib berishdi. 12-4 va keyingi raundlarning barchasi bizadan map point vazifasini o'taydi.
Every single 8-round situation together. They talk about this?
Because their other 3 teammates suck. Just kidding. These guys stink.
Well, not Sue and Starry, that's for sure.
No, sir.
Okay, breathe in and breathe out. So
Man.
17-raund
All right. Yeah, they have the confidence
Kyosuke.
to just end the game, don't they?
va Zakir Razvey hech kim payqab qolmayapti. Colmisiu yomon har xil o'ynadi. Uni qaranglar, KTni egallab olishgan Kyosuke'dan headshot Colmisiuga Steri B igroq. Agar kimdir hozir B'da bo'lganda balki bananda duel ham ko'rgan bo'lardi, lekin ular fokusini A'ga qaratishyapti hozircha.
It's getting a little bit crowded on the A site.
Zakir oxirgi qiladimi va midshot Zakirdan Monisi yaxshigina damage'lar bilan uni ortga haydab yubormoqda.
We've got this close apartments approach.
Double pick. Tezas Razmenda va Emilia haqida informatsiya bor unda. Emilia Tezasdan headshot qabul qilib oldi. 18 ga 4 kd Tezas Prime. Monisi bilan birga solo YouTuber, duo YouTuber versiyasi to'g'ri. Westmelon va Sterlar tirik qolishda ikkita iroq ham longdan o'ynayapti. Informatsiya yo'q va Westmelon Tezasga head bergandan so'ng bilishadi endi qayerdaligini. Lekin kerakli utilitylarni hammasidan bor ekan ularning qo'lida. Yaxshigina line up. Low 7 HP. Nikodan bitta o'q va 13-4 hisobi bilan birinchi map o'z nihoyasiga yetmoqda. Easy for Falcons. Juda oson start. Men bunaqa start tutmaganim. 15 daqiqadan keyin, ya'ni 5 ta qo'shsak agar 23:00, 11:10 da ikkinchi map start oladi. Va bizda o'zi menimcha bittagina shans bor hozir kirib bir qiz tashlashga. Na, 15 minut men tekstini ham to'g'rilab qo'yadi Falcons versus Loyiha deymiz. Lean Vision soat 23:10. 23:10da boshlanadi. Nima qotdi? O'tvorsan o'yindan. Strimlar o'chib ketib qolsa. Cho'tik. Aytdim-ku o'tvoradi hozir deb. Tushunarli. Qaytadan kirib ko'ramiz endi. Retake o'ynaylik. Xo'p aka, retake'ga kiramiz. Unda mana buncha odam ko'p, 134 kishi. Retake'da hech kim bo'lmasligi kerak. Na, retake'da hech kim yo'q. Va retake kartaga ketdik biz. Cash'ni retake qilamiz. Bitta o'zimman. Connect tashlayman. Endi kompyuterimni o'chirib stream ekran deylar. Bizda kompyuterda yo'q deyga. Odamlar kirib olsa, tezroq sraz boshlanadi. Nima bo'ldi? Ha, bo'ldi. Mana kataga bo'ldi. Birga bir retake. Bomba manda. Ikkiga bir. İkinci guruh haqida info yo'q. Bilmaymiz ikinci guruh qayerdaligini. Bildim-ku, o'qidim-ku aka, o'qidim-ku. Pachkamizni o'rnatib bo'lganmiz. Ular retake qilish harakat qilib ko'rishadi. Flame stilida pik o'xshamadi. Oho, terib tashlashdi. Çok easy retake qilib o'rishdim. Mana endi bizlar retake'da o'zi. Ada bomba. Defaultga 9 damage. Ot bunu. Man tepadaman. Bo'ldi. Cho'chimanglar. Mana shu yo'daman. Defis qilinglar bomba. Ulgurdilarmi? Yo'qdagi ro'yxatda. Abraham. Bo'ldi. Hamamdan qilib ro'yxat yo'zlarnimi? Men chiqmayapti profili. Otib ketdilarmi ro'yxat yo'zaman degan paytda. Yozib bo'lmayapti. Kommentarlar yo'q. Komment yo'q-ku. Давай. Ko'z retake to'liq raundda bizda mana qaranglar. Voy, low. Go. Birga o'ynaylik. Endi ular kelish kerak, ha? O'qidim ha, shuni o'qidim ha. Xayol boshqa joyga ketdi-da. Ko'pchilik kutib qolyapti akalar, hozir chiqib boshqa narsa otishamiz lekin ko'pchilik kutib qoldi. Nima hamma bu yoqdan o'ynayverdi? Juda bir rahmogarchilik bo'lmadimi bu ishimiz? Gol, давай, go. Kompyuteringiz xarakteristikasi shu. Aka kompyuter 50-70 qo'yilgan. Yana nimalar bor edi? Kalash ham yo'qadi lekin. Ketida kalashga o'taylik. Connectlashamda 5 minut. 30 qancha hech bo'lmasa kalashda o'zi ikkita odam bor ekan. Ovozdan o'chirib qo'yganman. Faqat boshga o'tish kerak unda. To'ldiramiz kalash serverini. 3-2 5 kishi o'ynay biladim buni. Hozir shunaqa. 16 kishi sig'ish kerak edi qo'shimcha. Relax kalashsa. Давай. Zo'rbo, one tabla bo'yicha. Hali trenirovka ekan bu. Серьезно o'ylayapmiz. Серьезно olib. O yutdik biza, Bruno biza oldinda. Oy. Bitta o'zim qolib ketdimmi? 3 ta tomondan flashbang bor. Tushunarli. Qanday bot deganlar, qani ko'rib qo'ysin qani. Qani bot deganlar. Ikkita tomondan o'tyapti-da, mana ikkita tomondan o'tib boryapti-da. Bo'lmaydi-da shu. Bo'ldim 9 kishilikmi bu server? Yo'q, ko'pchilik edi. Ha, mana bunaqa tug'ilib qolsalar o'ldinglar ketdilar, короче. Voy, yashaydim o'zgina. Ikkita igro ko'rinay o'ynayman. Tegmaydi u qilib. Tepadan keladi. Behruz FB'ni bank jinni bo'lyapsizlarmi? Men nima yomonlik qildim sizlar? Account yo'q. Vay, bitta. Nima? Sizdan qo'shilsa uradi ama qulaqlar aytmadi. O'zimda borda mana. İstemiyorum ben bunday. Men tegmayapti o'qlar. Sharmandalik Apollonam mana. O'tolmadik. Жестко. Такой пол царема у нас. Akmal aka sizmisiz? Aka lekin sig'siz qo'shiling bemalol konnektiga. O'sha joy to'ldi yo'q. Yana bitta ikkita raund o'ynayman. Keyin o'yin boshlanib qoladi bu yoqqa. Bitta havo almashtirib kelsam. Menga odam qolsin, odam 1 2 yana bor. Sizlar o'ynab turinglar, men qaytaman hozir sizlarga. Skin changerdan foydalaninglar, mazza qilib o'ynamaysizlar, xohlagan skininglarni qo'yib olib, yana mazza qilib. Yaqinda Faceit'ga o'xshaydigan rejimini ham qo'shadilar, matchmaking rejimini. Undan ham zo'r bo'ladi shunda. Bundan ham qulay bo'ladi. Hozir.
We're going to be turning our eyes towards Ancient now, and the big question is it going to be a 2-0 Maui, or is there hope for Linvision still?
The hope for Linvision is that Falcons are picking this probably more as a warm-up game than an actual display of what they consider their strongest map in the pool. I feel like if they wanted to win this at all costs, they'd probably go back to Anubis, which spearheaded their Cologne campaign, but Ancient just seems to be something they're folding back in after a couple losses that they suffered back at that same major.
I think Linvision have a chance to impress us, as with Inferno, in the first few rounds of the game, but as the game goes on, I think Falcons are just going to be a better team individually. Linvision might get 5 or 6 rounds, but it'll be tough for them to pick up a map.
5 or 6, you have to pick a number.
5.5.
6-7.
5, 6, that's what we're going to go with here for Ancient, but we'll see if Linvision are able to subvert expectations with Scrawny and Launders.
You know,
petulance.
It's not easy to sugarcoat this game, but those two still make it entertaining.
Yeah.
Our
Look at these funny numbers.
market prediction
what are the odds of that?
Probably as skewed as I have ever seen them. Understandably so. I think that, you know, Vu kind of hit the nail on the head. It's a chance to impress us in the first few rounds, but as Falcons find their footing, as we saw back on Inferno, they are so clearly in form coming into this Porto Open event.
Sometimes first maps can be deceiving. We'll have to see. For now, we're cheering for funny rounds, insane plays, and something to offer here at this event because we have seen them play well. We know that they can, even though this should be a team that they can't beat.
This would be the 4th 2-0 today.
Kerrigan's got a decoy. What's the plan?
And remember, Vitality lost.
Birinchi round boshlandi. Ovoz havas joyida-ku, ha? Chotki, ketdik. Va Zakirdan agressiya midda, Kyosuke razmenda o'ynayapti. Hali yana midda igroqlar bor. Ya'ni Donut pozitsiyasiga yaqin Westmelon qaytib oldi ortga. Amenda tezasdan qaytdi va tezas shoshib ketdi. Tezas juda shoshibdi va Kolmisiu tomonidan jazolandi. Niko Donutda igroqni yo'q qildi. Amen haqida info bor, Flash. Kolmisiu juda fast yetib keldi va Ketadan ham yordam keladi hozir ularga. 3-2 vaziyat. Bomba o'rnatilgani yo'q. Niko B'ga yugurib boryapti Niko. Bitta igroq yopilsa, ikkinchi igroqni prime boshlanayotgandek Falconlarda.
In the sense that Kolmisiu has 2 kills to his name in this pistol already.
I feel like there's a chance for Sue to actually find this kill.
Kecha o'tirib Navi bilan G2ni o'ynagan finalni ko'rdimda. Kolmisiudan Kerriganga headshot. Kolmisiu triple kill. Niko ham triple qila oladimi? Glockda yuguryapti Kolmisiu. Niko haqida info yo'q. Voy, yomon yashirnyapti Niko. Jinna bu. Nikodan shunaqa qo'rqib o'ynaganda Niko keldi deydi, tipo 5-2 o'zi. Keyin sразу bitta headshot degandan keyin Navi igrogi mana bu yerda Niko bor deb aytayapti. Niko yana bittasini o'ldiryapti. Joski igrog bo'lgani vaqtida Niko. Hozir ham yomon emas, uni prime'da baribir bekorga eng zo'r riflerlardan deyilmaydi-da. Даже eng zo'ri deyiladi CS tarixidagi.
Inside of A, nearly got that smoke push through CT to deny the plant.
Ikkinchi round boshlandi.
Points for a good setup.
Emiliaga agressiya ikkita kishi tomonidan va Monisini tutib oldi. Emilia ikkinchi igroqda o'qimayapti lekin. Orqasidan o'tishga harakat qilib ko'radi Tazas. Lekin soyasi ko'rinsa, Amenda Tazasni ham kutib olishga tayyor turgan igroq borda. Soyaga o'ynayman deb turgan. Ishti va star emas. Soyani ko'radi bu yoqdan. Chatga qarang. Hop, o'qiyman chatda. Nimasiga qarang aka? Kamolni. Tippadami? Chatga hech narsa deb yozmagansiz-ku. Va, o'ldirish kerak edi Kyosuke. Kolmisiu Kerriganni o'ldiryapti va Forcebay o'xshadi. Nikoni bitta o'zi kalashni bermaslikka harakat qilib ko'radi ularga. Lekin Nikoni quvlashadimi deb o'ylayman-da. Cave igroq o'ynayapti. Ko'rmadi, ikkita Cave o'ynashyapti. Haven'da bu enta.
We've got Lin Vision with a force by victory throwing not one but 2 bodies over towards A main, and that's great because it felt like
nima masala bo'yicha aka?
had a real chance to kill Amelia until Starry just jumps in and dive bombs it.
Hozir ace qiladi xayolida.
Because they know Amelia is not pushing unsupported.
Hozir aka men sizga yana o'zimni Telegramni beraman. Bo'ladimi Kamoliddinga?
I think.
O'zimni Telegramga yozsangiz bo'ladi.
Sonic just made a clap with no hands.
Yeah, I've never
Bugun
seen
streamdan
that.
keyin chiqib javob bera olaman. Mana. Behruz kamida deb yozsangiz. Tippada connect tashlashimdan oldin yozgan ekansiz aka, shunga yuqoriga chiqib ketib qolgan yozganingiz.
We are not talking during technicals.
Ancient Falcon speak qilgan. Hujumda o'ynayapti shuning uchun, himoyada o'ynashda esa Lin Vision tanladi. Uchinchi round boshlandi.
Rules is rules. And they're important. Well, Falcons, it's a little bit embarrassing.
Monisi, Kerrigan. Forcebay qilishgan bu raundda va rampaga smokishga chiqib kelishyapti. Zakir ko'rmidi bo'ladi. Zakir double kill. Niko smokning ichida Zakirni razmen qilib ketmoqda. Informatsiya bor tezasida Red Roomdagi igroq haqida ham. Bizni ham ichimizdagi bez odam borki pichoqlar deydigan Kyosuke'da ham shunaqa odam bor. Yo'q, Kyosuke suymoqchi emas edi aka. Kyosuke yana bitta yiroq bo'lsa, ikkitasini otmoqchi edi. Tushdimi, stream ko'rmayapti o'zi odamlarga. Hozir qaytadi, endi round boshlandi. O'yin. Shunda ham почти 2000 ga yaqin odam tomosha qilib o'tirdik. Hali guruh bosqichi.
13-6 and 13-5 here on Ancient, and it's Lin Vision. They've one win out of 5 on Ancient.
Vu did also
Call me
say
Sue.
that there's a real chance that Lin Vision impress us at the start of the game.
Call me Sue'dan qachon tezas Razmenda Niko bilan birgalikda 3 kishiga qarshi raund davom ettirishadi. Cave va rampadan kirib kelishdi. Westmelon
Still a bit of life left on this one for Falcon.
Svetlida va Tyomina ham Steri yordam etib beradi. Hamma KT-dan o'ynayapti. Retake qilishga harakatlar boshlandi. Yaxshi raskidlar va tezas Westmelon tomon tashladi. Niko Clashda qo'lda esa Kalashning 3 ga 1 raund ola oladimi? Niko Smoke ham tashlab qo'yildi, uni yo'liga bo'ldi, ketdi rampga. Wallbang bilan otib ko'rmoqchi menimcha. O'xshadi lekin Wallbang yaxshi damage bera oldi. Endi otib qo'yishadi Nikoni. Ikkita tomondan pik. Bu Nikoda headshot. Ya, orqadan Emilia yetib kelib kill qilib roundni yutib ketmoqda. Nice try Niko.
And Niko's in a 1v1.
I feel like it was a little crazy to have the guy who just got spammed down try again. When they knew exactly where he was. They're like walking at him.
That was actually very scary because if he gets that kill, there's nobody to defuse. The cave player doesn't make it back in time.
BC game qachon o'ynaydi? BC game oktyabrda o'ynaydi aka shu bilan.
Lin Vision.
Hali beri o'ynamaydi. 4-round boshlandi.
Streets don't seem to care. Not going to be by here for Falcons, so
Full eco pistoletligi round Falconsda.
Lin Vision, they just got to make sure they don't get rushed down with this op in play.
B'ga agressiv tarzda kirib kelishdi. Kolmisiyu yaxshi pozitsiyada ekan. Double kill Kyosuke razmen qilib ketdi va bombani uratishmoqda. Qo'ymayapti Westmelon. Tezasni bir o'zi 4 kishiga qarshi.
Possible plant. You can see it, CS right there. But didn't get it down.
No sir. Great coverage
Tezas.
from the big melon.
Voy, Deagle'da chiqmaylar Tezasga. Tezasda Deagle'ga chiqmaylar Tezas. 4 ga 1 Deagle 3tasiga headshot bermoqda. Emilia'ni biladi. Voy, Tezas.
Holy hell. That's the reminder every round of Counter-Strike, folks.
Yomon o'tdi hammasini agar o'qiganida oxirgi igrokda.
That was dangerously close.
Yeah.
Bu ham Deagle'da zo'r o'ynaydi-da.
Oh boy.
Because they have pistols.
Voy, o'tishini qaranglar ular yuzidan ko'rganda.
That makes more sense.
Yozib qo'ydim. Bo'ldi-ki, stream tugagandan keyin kirib o'qiyman asbos.
Disaster averted. Now real timeout here for Lin Vision. And it wasn't negligible damage.
Bir o'yini chiqsa Deagle'da o'tadi. Agar Deagle'da o'zi shunaqa qurolki, bir tegsa zo'r tegadi, tegmasa umuman tegmaydi. Boshini mo'ljallab o'tsangiz ham tegmaydi.
That's kind of nasty tonight.
Yeah. I mean, dude. He just is though.
Just is.
Yeah, like
That's kind of nasty.
It's been years now of this stuff.
Vetfinikidan ularni da Vetfini ham edit qilib chiqarib turib, normal prosmotr olgan.
Built this team.
Mid retake o'ynashmoqda. Menimcha bular esa A mainga yugurishyapti. Nikodan boshqa hamma. Niko rampda. Va agar Heaven'da check qilsa, 3 tigrog esa midda ekan. Pachkani tashlab ketishgan nimagadir. Zakir AWP'da. Zakir AWP'da tazasi minus qilib berdi. Zakirdan miss shot. Va Zakir ikkinchi borasida Kyosuke'ni ham tutib olmoqda. 5 ga 3 vaziyatda qolib ketdi Falconlar. Menimcha
Land Vision is right, baby.
istamabdi, yuragim og'riyapti. Carrigan.
could the recovery look like here? You've got a smoke now fade
Nico.
from Donut. 2 A players hard committed.
A ga kirishga harakat qilib ko'rishadi. Ikkita A, ikkita Red Roomda igroqlar bor. Zakir AWPda o'tishni boshlagan. Yana xato qilmasa kerak. Monisi informatsiyaga o'ynadi. Zakir chalg'idi va berib yubordi-yu bu pozitsiyani. Niko razmenda yaxshi o'ynadi. Emilia esa Nikoni o'zini trade qilib bermoqda. Monisi yolg'iz o'zi 3 kishiga qarshi clashda. 4 kishiga qarshi hattoki. Ol shansi yo'q haqiqatan. Umuman save qilsa katta gap.
4-1 start on Ancient. At what point does it feel like this gets out of control?
4-1 va keyingi raund yana pistoletlarda o'ynaydi. Defense highlight qilgan debdi Deagle'da dast kartasida zo'r highlight bo'lgan.
You don't want to say it wasn't the best exact, but like they tried to throw a flash to cover their first peek. It was shallow, meant to hit the op, obviously, but it was too easy to walk off that line, walk back in, and get a free shot. And it looks like the second flash just straight up missed because Zakir wasn't playing anti, but he wasn't blind.
Nega BC game o'ynaydi? Birat turnirlarga qatnashishi bor, qatnashmasligi bor. Ochkosiga qarabda. Hamma turnirga ham taklif qilinavermaydi. VRS ochkosi past uni. Biza tier 1 turnir ko'ramiz. U tier 2 turnirlarda o'ynaydi. Tier 2 turnirlarning streami даже bitta o'zi o'sha o'tkaziladigan kompaniya tomonidan qilinadi bo'ldi. Boshqalarga ruxsat berilmaydi stream qilishiga. Ko'pida shunaqa.
Falcons in an awkward spot here where Monisi obviously saved, so they'll have an AK to work with, but everybody else
Tezis va emotsiya uchun deyillar. Rahmat Asadbek. Donatchi.
come through with it.
Tezis
Put it into the SMP
on
right now. Don't look back.
It's Kevlar upgrade.
6-chi raund boshlandi.
See what Falcons can make of this. Low likelihood they get through the 5 rifles of Lin Vision, but crazier things have happened.
Va midda boost Monisidan keyin, lekin boost Emilia sal qolganda double kill bilan javob qaytarish ham mumkin edi. Niko kalash, Nikoda kalash. Yana bir kalash Kyosukining qo'lida. Emilia Kyosukiga headshot. Emilia razmenga o'ynab berdi double kill uchun, ya'ni umumiy 3 ta minus amalga oshirib berdi Emilia midda. Tezas va Niko kalashniklar qo'llarida bor. Va Niko, jinni bu Niko yaxshi otishni boshlaganda Tezas ham low qilib qo'ydi, lekin Vesmelni yana bir clash Tezasda. Flashbang pick. Va Tezas yomon chiqib o'tib tashladi agressiv tarzda. Afsuski Tezas rampdan kelayotgan Zakirni o'qishi ancha qiyin bo'ladi bu vaziyatda. Va keyf pozitsiyasini egallab oldi Tezas.
Just a hard position to figure out because it could be back lanes. Tessus is just saying.
Tezas Zakirga qarshi bitta kalash bilan boshlangan raundni jamoasiga yutib berishi mumkin. Bo'ldi, biladi Zakirni qayerdaligini. Zakir keyingi full fokusi Cave'da. Yecholmaydi Zakir. Zakir yecholmaydi chunki Tezas triple kill bilan Falconsga ikkinchi raundni olib bermoqda. Deponni o'yinchisi qo'yib. Bizani turnir bilan bir xil paytda aka Deponni o'zi Qozog'istonda yaqinda turnirga qatnashadi. Indin kundan boshlab o'sha o'yin. Ulgurmaymizda.
It's the perfect use of an AK to be used in a boost like this. Pistol below you doesn't have any other sort of use that early in the round.
That round was also the first time Falcons get the first kill in any of the rounds so far.
Midga chiqib olishdi va anti flash turib olgan. Sekinligi bilan mid retake-ga o'ynayapti Falconlar. Ikkita donut, ikkita red room va bitta B. Lin Visionda himoyada va Razvey Kyosuki kurdi. Kyosukini ham otishni boshlayapti. Monisi AWPda miss shot. Ikkinchi borasida Vesmelni o'ldirib berdi. Yana bir igrok borligi haqida info bor ularda. Ko'rishgan chunki kol missiyoni ham. Razveydan foydalanishyapti. Yomon qilishdi, juda yomon. Kyosuki va Niko tirik qolgan va kurdi. Pistoletlar jangida Kyosuki chiqib bo'lsa, Zakir Kyosukini o'ldirib berdi. Bomba chiqib qolmoqda. Niko 20% joni bilan Zakirga qarshi klachda. Bomba donut
much rather
pozitsiyasida.
be Zacher, obviously. He has donut to play in.
Crazy route though from Nico.
Yeah, there's a lot of safety here, but at the same time, like you're coming.
No, Zacher menimcha joylashib olgan pozitsiyasi xavfliroq Nikoga qaraganda. Zacherda shans ko'proq ham, joni ham ko'p.
He just has to doubt
Timinglari muhim Zacher uchun. Ko'rdi.
Oh, got wind of it.
Bo'ldi.
There we go.
Va Zacherdan kill.
Another
5-2
round
hisob.
for Linvision answering
Midda yaxshi
instantly
start olib
to the
bitta
Falcons'
donut ko'zda
clutch.
terilib
Get
ketishdi.
some big plays out of Amelia.
Yes, sir. 9-4 at this point.
We just love to see Amelia win, man.
It was 5v4 thanks to Monesi yet again. Kyosuke had a multi-kill in the middle of all this mid-action.
Windowdan o'tib qo'ydimi?
With confidence.
Monisini.
Another round where it will be
5-2.
solo AK.
Yana bitta kalashli round.
Another round where Linvision can continue to rack up success.
Mana bu agressiya ajoyib o'xshayapti lekin. Yomon o'xshatishdi yugurib. O'qishdan Falconsda. Xuddi bundan oldingi bilan bir xil round qilmoqchiligini.
It's literally every series that is super favored. Map 1, don't even believe it.
Emilia kutib oladi buni.
Believe it.
Emiliyadan Karginga headshot 6-2.
Are kind of cruising.
Fullbackga qarshi fullback ko'ramiz endi.
Rounds to play with. They look solid. They're winning clutches. They're getting multi kills. They're holding it down right now on CT side.
Havo ham sovib boshlayapti bu yoqda.
What does Falcons' record on Ancient look like nowadays? Most recently beating Astralis at the Esports World Cup. And then a loss to Betboom back at Cologne. Yeah, it's touch and go. Dragon's Breath. Guns for majority bar.
Rahmat hammaga.
Limited by that
9-chi
save.
round boshlandi.
Kerrigan has a 0 point
Monisi nimagadir Deagle'da o'ynar ekan. Kerrigan 0 kill
for a guy with a 0.
va uje 47% jon.
You have to really know stats to get that joke because there's
Ey,
very
zo'r
few
agressiv o'ynayapti. Menga yoqqadi qanaqadir mana shunaqa agressiya bilan roundlarni o'tishida.
rating.
Qaranglar, Stari bilan Emily ham push qilib olganini.
Oh man,
Ha,
Amelia.
bombani ham ko'rishdi uje.
Hello?
Niko haqida info bor.
4 off of that insta kill on Tesses.
Va Niko razmenda u Starini o'qimaydi hech qachon.
Number, Monesi will be blindsided.
Starini pozitsiyasi o'qilmaydi. Ikkita push. Voy, Stari.
Just not even prepared for
Har tomondan o'tib tashladi. Kerrigan lekin nimagadir Temple'ga yaqin kelib olgan. Uni eshitib turishibdi.
Multiple rounds including the
Zacher
pistol.
yaqin. Voy, Kerrigandan fast headshot Zacherga Kyosuke yordam berib yuborish kerak. Golmesi tomonidan tutib olindi Kyosukening agressiyasi. 19% jon bilan tirik qolgan. Kerrigan biladi igroklar qayerlarda joylashib borishganini. Ayniqsa Stari. Stari tomonidan tutib olindi Kerrigan. 7-2 bo'lib ketdi bu hisob.
Kicks it off with impact inside A main, but it's really Starry to go massive with the triple. He goes from 1-5 to 4-5 this round. Linvision now lead Falcons by 5.
I love it. We are here watching Linvision to learn.
Let him know.
10-chi round boshlandi.
It's not good. Remember we talked about this, Finn. Let's go into playing a little bit more set. And when we get the control, listen to Finn's call. Don't stress, guys.
Finn Kerriganning qo'llarini eshitdinglar, stressga tushmanglar bolalar deb aytayapti.
Said play a bit more set.
Yeah, I thought so. Yep, set.
Here's a set play.
That's what he wanted.
Har bitta agressiya kutib olinyapti. Kyosuke razmin qilib berdi. Bombani o'rnatyapti, tez ham ot tashlanadi menimcha.
Offer this wall of smoke over.
Yomon razvelar berildi. Stari Kerriganni yo'q qilmoqda. Monisining Deagle'dagi mana o'qlar tegmasligini ko'rib turibmiz.
Now you'll find nothing. So, pistols, couple nades for the take, but I like the Linvision defense there. The smoke grenades, the 2 smokes left, right in the middle of the site.
8-2.
Forces Falcons
Kamida
to run
4 ta round olmasa Falconlar comeback haqida o'ylab ko'rmasa ham bo'ladi.
Do we get something set in the next gun round too.
Time out ham olindi. Time out texnik pauza ekan.
They're absolutely destroying them. I mean,
it's hard to like get into the rhythm of the game because we just watch Inferno be as absolutely
it's just like
lopsided.
the Navi game, just like the Vital. It's just like
yeah, but that Inferno was probably that had to be the most lopsided map so
over
far
the Navi game, the Navi first map.
I almost
in this series they got stomped afterwards.
3 rounds. It was just the B hits, those randy dandy B hits. That's all Envision had.
It's the exact same thing.
Okay, well at worst it's tied.
11 round boshlandi.
Event so far.
Yeah, I just mean the discrepancy.
Fullbayga qarshi Fullbay va bu yerda yaxshigina agressiya Heaven pozitsiyasidan yetib ketishmoqda, Kyosuke yonib ketadi. Aha, GG menimcha bu FALCONLAR uchun. O'ynashini qaranglar bu xitoyliklarni qanaqa agressiv. Mana shu Lin Vision ham bor-da, eng qizig'i. U IM Beijingga chiqishi mumkin bo'lgan komandalar orasida. Taylu, Lin Vision deb qatnashmoqchi bo'lgan turnirda.
I love the confidence that Linvision have somehow found in between these maps.
I just hate that we know this has something to do with Kerrigan.
Monisi Vesmal min qilibdi, Kerrigan orqani tekshirmayapti lekin. Kerrigan rampaga kelyapti.
Love him to death. We just know it has.
Bu Kerriganning xatosi deb o'ylayman, chunki Monisining o'zi rampaga yaqin kelib olgandi-da. Endi 9-2 va 12-raund bizda.
I don't know who I should blame.
You can beat anybody, you can lose to anybody.
Yep.
We don't know when.
I just know who I will blame.
We just know it has.
Although, you know, we bring Monesi's stats up on screen and it's a tough fall off. But I mean, look at the confidence now. Like Linvision never had a chance to play with this kind of confidence back on Inferno. They were getting stomped in the server. Every time they rounded a corner, somebody from Falcons is getting those.
12-round boshlandi. Nikodan va Tezesdan boshqa hech kimni o'yini o'xshamayapti.
Him and Tesses retakes or sight holds. Everything on Inferno. Dare I say
Kyosuke'dan Steriga headshot.
Oh, whoops.
Nimaga tanqid qilib turibsiz? Boshlanlar xuddi oldin bunaqa botlar yutqizmagan jamoa. Avval ham shunaqa qilib turadi o'zi Falcons. Endi birinchi mapda o'ynaganiga qaraganda men easy yutadi deb o'ylagandim-da. Vesmalan easy kill. Va Kerriganni check qilmadi eng so'ngga kelganda. 5-3 vaziyat Falconsda. Mid retake o'ynashyapti. Tadasdan flash. Ikkita A, bitta B himoya va Zakir. Nikoni minus qilib berdi. Zakir haqida informatsiya bor.
Really the time to tighten up and not lose pieces.
Monisida 3 ta keldi.
Yes,
hozir 5-3 deb yutib ketadimi bular, Jinnimi? Nima qilyapti bular Falcons? Nima bu ahvol? 5-3 edi.
Wow.
14 and as Monesi now walks out through mid, 40 to the clock. Smoke soon to fade. Bomb in front of him. He has time to try to figure this out, but they will stay tethered nearby.
Emilia'dan 15-chi kill.
Legitimately the best player on Ancient.
5-3 berib yubordi. Hammasi har xil joydan yugurib.
That's the other problem. If you somehow don't win this round, you think, well, I mean, are you going to get better chances than this one to try and do anything later on? Probably not. Nico's deep on the site. Actually, again, probably should be dead already. He's going to get the 1 kill there. Good little double for Bieri, and might as well have been a triple there. And Bonisi is in a lot of trouble. He no-scopes one of them. He keeps going. 10 seconds. He
Mana shu roundni ham yomon qilgan, ham Bonisi.
Takes down Woody, and now he's on the hunt, running up close and personal. Oh, and what a flick! He doesn't have the time for the
Surely.
No, he can't do it, I think. Oh!
Yes!
How is that possible? What an absolutely godlike sequence from Monesi. He doesn't have to move so much. Now there is a Molotov on Turtle. He's going to throw it. It's not deep enough. Monesi
Shu Falcons atida qilaman degan intervyuga ishlashim. Bugun uyquyam degan Oybeyaga rahmatdan uchun shuni aytayman. Men ham bir barvaqt uxlab ertadan yana streamga qaytamizmi deb o'ylagandim. Yo, chota Falconlar 3 ta map ko'ramiz.
Liquid hold, and they win these fights. Just Dexter left to get past, but he's an iron wall at the back of the site. Moving around, kill number 3. Oh! Dexter! Make some noise for him, that is incredible!
And Nitro slots into the corner on Arch. Simple catches OC immediately. And Electronic also shines. Nitro, it's a good chance. Oh, and he gets 3 on Arch. Oh, he gets them all.
But what about that flash from SDY? How about this hold from Perfecto? Incendiary to the right. Sumdai Young turns his attention. Oh, all 3. Sumdai Young and Sumdai again and again and again.
Lamef, gotta be careful. Walks into the shot.
It's just Brokey tucked into the vent behind the smoke.
Yeah, Brokey. He's wondering what's going on inside of the smoke. He's gonna find one, finds a second. Absolutely not. He's already done this so many times, and now he's looking for an ace clutch instead. It should be impossible, but we said that many, many times already. Goes straight for the bomb plant. They open the door in front. Oh, gotta be careful. He gets one more.
Okay, Monisi chiqarishini hech bo'ladi. Oybek aka, hozircha Monisini chiqarish iloji yo'q aka. Giftni qo'shib qo'ymaganmiz chunki. Mana Brokin reaksiyasini qaranglar komandadoshlarim. Brokin klachiga reaksiyani bitta ko'ringlar.
Lamef, gotta be careful. Walks into the shot.
It's just Brokey tucked into the vent behind the smoke.
Yeah, Brokey. He's wondering what's going on inside of the smoke. He's gonna find one, finds a second. Absolutely not. He's already done this so many times, and now he's looking for an ace clutch instead. It should be impossible, but we said that many, many times already. Goes straight for the bomb plant. They open the door in front. Oh, gotta be careful. He gets one more. Surely not. On the other side, Clave is ready and waiting. Brokey. He's toying with it.
Ace clutch. Monitor yiqilib ketyapti Reyna даже.
And JKS goes down for essential.
Too much off page. We are just talking, but we're not connected and listen to each other. Yeah. So if somebody speaks, let's try not to speak above each other. Especially also see the side now. We can easily come back from this, boys. Okay? That's a fucking shitty half. It happens. But let's just show strong mentality like we talked about outside now.
Easy game qilamiz, bir-birimizni eshitib o'ynasa deyapti.
And I believe they can come back from it. But it's also going to take some kind of a tapering off from a guy like Amelia, who at the end of that half looked like he couldn't believe
Easy
the kills
comeback
that he was putting
qilishmoqchi.
up.
This is their best ancient T half or CT half, just half period here for Linvision.
13-chi round boshlandi.
The hardest team by like a factor of 5 or something. It's
Broki
like,
Faze'da benchida.
this is their only tier 1
Brokida
attempt.
hozir bo'ldi,
and they
professional
are
karyera ham
really
tugadi
destroying
sekin,
Falcons,
birorta
so-
boshqa ish topsa bo'ladi o'ziga.
T-side closes is another story. Falcons trying to put all their skill points into mental. Good idea.
Carrigan.
Feels like mental's what drags you out of this pit.
Taza. Voy.
As the game maybe goes on, because it might not last much longer.
Nima bu Tazas qanaqa qilib o'tolmaslik mumkin? Monisidan esa double kill, Monisidan triple kill, Monisidan quadro kill. Solo Monisi hamma igrokni tutib oldi rampadagi.
B-site slain at the hand of the dualies.
Yeah,
Qarang,
that's
hozir yana 4 ga 11 yurgan, endi 8 ga
And honestly,
11.
he can actually go ahead and find this ace.
Ace izlayapti Monisi. No, cave'da ichida Emilia Quakey 3 gadada yurgan igrok Colmisiu bilan birga mazza qilib o'tishdi Falconlarni.
On Amelia. I say that like Call Me Sue doesn't have more kills.
Yeah, call me soon at like 130 ADR.
Yeah.
Ace, give me ace
They're
deyapti.
trying to give it to Monisi. And that's
Monisidan ace pistol roundda. Bu o'zini ham Monisini motivatsiyasini ko'tarish uchun qilib berildi menimcha. Oybek, let's go Falcons. Xuddi shunaqaga. O'zi pistol round yutib berdi Monisi. Nereal o'yini bilan.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Chrysler. I love how it goes from 25 bullets of Berettas, 80 into the walk.
Yeah.
As he hunts down number 5.
Call me you. Full echo round lean visionda.
And finds it. So that's Monisi going from 4
Kyosukidan Call me youga headshot.
9 and 11.
Yana kill izlashni boshlashyapti. Deagle'ni qo'liga olmoqchi. Oldi ham Deagle'da Tezas tomonidan o'tib tashlandi Emilia. 3 kishi bo'lib A maindan A'ga kirishga harakat qilib ko'rishadi. Niko va Monisi himoya qilib turibdi A hududini. Hech qanaqa raskidlari yo'q. Shunchaki AIMga ishonib o'ynashmoqda va hozir boost berilsa kerak. Bo'ldi, informatsiya ko'rdi Nikodan smoke. Va timinglarini yutqizib qo'yishi mumkin edi. Monisi уже plyuskada. Ace'dan keyin triple kill.
I did genuinely believe Kerrigan when he said we could still come back in this game.
Yeah, because it's Kerrigan, right?
Yep.
Haqiqatan ham comeback qilsa, lekin takoy Kicksanda shunaqa gap bordi. Biz eng zo'r city side biza KTda comeback qilamiz deb aytgandi. Aytgan gapini ustidan chiqqan edi bir marta. Va hozir Kerrigan aytdi. Comeback qilamiz, bir-birimiz bilan gaplashib o'ynaylik degandek qildi. Mana bu buy roundni ushlab bilishsa, comeback davom etadi. No bilmadim-da, Amenga yugurib kelishini bularni. Monisi bitta minus va Monisidan double kill, Monisidan triple kill. Monisi smoke ichida o'tadimi? Va Monisi yana bitta ace!
2 aces in
Ilya!
3 rounds of a CT side.
Was 13 kills in 3 rounds?
Okay.
13 ta kill, 13 ta kill 3 ta round ichida hozirgina bechora 4 ga 11 yurgan edi.
Very stringy. Look, not one of these tradable. Until the last two line up. The gap on the timing with
Donkda qilgan ikkita ace ga javobmi bu shunda? Comeback ishonaveringlar-da, Oybek aka boshlavorda bolalar comeback o'zi. Mana bu ace qarang.
They kind of tiptoed into the meat grinder there one by one. Great rifle work.
He was 4 and 11 at the start.
Kyosuke.
Now 17 and 11.
Tabda hammadan birinchi chiqib oldi, 17 ga 11 bilan.
B-Trams. When's the last time somebody got 2 aces in 3 rounds?
Va rampga yaqin kelib olishgan, momoda shaxmatchak. Yo, Roni unaqa akalarim yo'q lekin.
It'd be really annoying if that happened, but
Starik, Call Miss You, smoke tashlab berildi va Smellan o'ynamoqchi Kyosuke'ga agressivlar. O'yinda o'zini beringlar. Hozir berishadi o'yinda o'zini, so'raymiz oxirigacha. O, Kerrigan har bitta o'qini dona ishlatyapti-ya. Kerrigan gap yo'q, ekonomika anchagina o'ylaparvar inson Kerrigan. O'qlarni ham dona ishlatdi. Barakali keldi o'qlar unga.
And also Falcons have Kerrigan who really did believe they could come back. And also Lin Vision have never beat anybody really that good on this map.
Falcons da 2 kill qildi. Monisi 13 kill. Shuniga hayronman. Monisi peak ismingizdan bo'ldi siz.
one win over 5 star.
Who?
Yana bir full buyga qarshi full buy.
Starts to get scary. Oh, 5-star Hooligans team.
Yes, the team with Hooligan on it. Maybe they were clowning around.
Monisi ace'larni videosini tashlab qo'yaylik.
That was a confident slam out of Falcons down into the B site.
İkinci ace.
Last gun round for Lin Vision was the one Monisi aced on A exits. They're going to try to come out middle again. For a second there's no resistance.
Niko midda Kyosuke bilan birgalikda yaxshigina kutib olishyapti va mid retake'ga umuman ishlari yo'q. Amenga yugurish bilan ovora Lin Vision. Monisi bor AWP'da turgan va Monisi Westmelonni minus qilib berdi Temple'dagi pozitsiyasida.
Monisi with a swift reposition, 5 versus 3 earned at damn near light speed. Bomb is on Zacher and these two donut players.
Va Call Miss You hamda Zacher'a donutdagi killlar ikkita tomondan otib tashlanganini ko'ryapmiz. Bombani hali o'rnatishga berishmadi. 3-3 vaziyat.
CTs have to get reorganized, but this will go down. Make no mistake. They've got some work to do.
Here comes Emilia.
Emiliaga chiqib kelishmoqchi ikki kishi bo'lib. Tezasdan Emiliaga headshot va bu retake amalga oshadigan ko'rinadi.
SS Kerrigan and Monisi the monster.
He's got the key smoke here.
Botia, Fotia, nimaga yaptingizmi? Botir charchayapsizmi?
Sure enough.
Easy. Call Miss You. Sal qolganda beraverardi mana bu raundda Call Miss You'ni va Monisi KTni oldi AWP'da. Monisidan bitta kill va Zacher qayerda o'tyapti? Va Monisi yana triple kill.
And Monisi gets another 3K.
20-kill Monisini.
That is unbelievable.
4 ga 11 o'tgandi bo'lmasa.
They pull off the retake.
16 ta kill, 16 ta.
Not exactly no sweat. It is a better round here for Lin Vision.
Tago 2-0 ekan bola, salgina easy bo'lmagan. Stream tuyadi, ko'chaga qaytaman. Ey, bratam, jiming. Ko'rishamiz deganda yo'q bo'lasiz.
The CT side moving very quickly to a tied game.
Santares. Ay, keting Monisijon, qo'llaring dard ko'rmasin deylar. Monisijon ota juda prime formasini ko'rsatyapti bizga. Va buni zo'r raskidlar bilan lekin hozir yopib qo'yishgan. Tazas yashashda davom etadi. Bitta razvey bilan hammasini terib tashlasa bo'ladi. Qariya yaxshi o'ynab berdi. Tazasdan ham yana bitta kill bor. Zakirni paysasi ko'rildi, Smoke ichida otishma qilish hatto o'q tugadi Kyosukini. Kyosuki Batman tomonidan minus qilib berilmoqda. Monisi keldi. Monisi Cave'dagi hali Tazas tirik.
Off the fresh magazine, they're looking to challenge and they're right there on the brink of this duel.
They can't cross,
3-2
however.
vaziyat. Tazas hech bo'lsa informatsiya uchun o'ynab berish kerak mana bu raundda.
nervous.
Niko Cave'dan yetib kelibdi. Monisi ham aqlli, Svetlin tekshirib
Expecting this push
turibdi.
deep as if they've got to get off the bomb site.
Voy, misshot Monisidan.
They gotta get the bomb back. Though.
Bomba chiqib qolgan. Bomba chiqib qolganini ko'rdi. Niko
reconfirms it's still sitting there on the ground. Now they know that
Tazas
Tazas
low.
was in there.
Tazasga ishonsang harom bo'lasan.
Ooh, worth a shot.
Will they expect a second?
Kustikda
Begins to depart. Tazas sticks around.
Tazas
Gotta be careful where you plant.
bomba qo'yilyapti.
Damn, Nico's going
That's
all the way
actually
back
safe.
around Red
Nice.
Room.
Love that.
Niko
actually,
Red
West
Roomdan
Melon.
aylanib kelmoqchi ekan. Bu defense kit ham bor o'sha yerdan olsa bo'ladi defense kitni.
He's not
Va
playing
Nikoga
around
chiqib
the
kelishyapti.
wrong way.
AWP'ni olmaysanmi? Niko qo'lingga nima deysan?
Oh, Komisu goes
Komisudan headshot.
wide. His 20th
Kamchilikda
kill
bo'lishiga
on the
qaramasdan
round,
11-chi
and
raundni
Tazas
qo'lga
knows
kiritadi
the
Lean
3 HP.
Vision.
He is not destined for this clutch.
Chota endi
Lean Vision
ancha
pull it
comeback
off.
cho'ziladigan ko'rinadi-yo.
Gotta appreciate
Yaxshi
Lin
raund
Vision
yutib
for this round.
kelayotganda Falconlar.
Kyosuke definitely is struggling on an individual level.
Ko'rishamiz hali to'yizda. To'yga chaqiring.
He was sat right there in the chaos of it all. And, you know, Kerrigan and Tessas also in the thick of it, but both of them were managing frags. Kyosuke, the piece added.
It was real messy with all the smokes, and even the CT defensive smoke.
Tezaz maksimum o'ynab berganida.
That's been a great map for Sue.
It's great shots on Monesi and Nico, but remember, Nico didn't really get a chance to shoot back. Monesi missed his all shot.
19-raund boshlandi.
Sponsor plug, Kyosuke got an ace in back-to-back rounds back at Blast Rivals Hong Kong last year.
Bu yo'g'iga endi mid retake qilishga kirishadi. Mid retake boshlanmoqda. U yashashini buni Nichqp bilan Emilia. Stari 16 pozisiyon bilan qochdi lekin pozitsiyadan. Niko Emilia topgan killga javob qaytara oldi. O'zi Kyosuke'ga foydasi tegmayotgandi. Zarar tegdi, lekin. Tazas saytda yo'l o'zi Tazasga va agressiya bilan Westmelon yugurib kelyapti bu yerga. Kerrigan bilan birgalikda Tazas, yana Kerrigan zo'r flash bilan pik qilmoqda. Tazasdan ham headshot. Tazasdan yana bir navbatdagi kill, double kill bu raundda. Eng so'nggi igrok Stari 16% Monisi tomonidan tutib olindi. Ko'rsatdi deydilar. Yana qaruzga oldi. Просто overtime ga ketyapti-da, ikkita komanda. Bunaqa yurishi bilan
even on the site with him. He kind of just needed to get everything there.
Agent ham olasan.
That turns off the faucet.
Bilmadim aka, admin o'zi yozib ko'rasiz
to
masala
get them to
bo'yicha.
look at this flash. That was a nice touch on this defense. But they could smell it that this attack was coming in quickly.
12dan 11-8gacha. Yo'qmas yana Teknaylardagi round va B ga agressiya yana. Chota Kerrigan bilan Tezas top bo'ldi-da bular. Kerrigan ham kamida bitta kill topib ketyapti, e'tibor qilgan bo'lsangiz agar. Zo'r xayashga tashlab berdi lekin. Yana bitta xayashga bo'lsa o'zi yo'q yarim. 45 saytga. Bu safar qariya Kyosuke bilan birgalikda ishonchli o'ynayapti qariyadan. Nechta kill? Double Kyosukedan esa triple kill ko'rdik.
Two-round game now, Falcons laughing.
Shans qoldirishmadi. Yordam yetib keldi vaqtida Kyosuke.
It stands tall.
You'd almost like to see Lin Vision try to make him sweat a little bit
Monisi
more.
nima sansan nillasamalarga. Hozircha Monisi prime. Komandani comeback qilishga maksimum tortib keldi admin. Qancha bilmadim aka qaysi admin aytaysiz. Admin Telegram kanaldagi admin o'ylaysiz danatdan aka.
Yes, exactly.
Instead, you're just giving these pretty
chiqarib
facilitated
beramiz
round
pulini.
wins over to Falcons.
Stari, Hayashga va yana midda yaxshigina raqiblar. Voy, Niko. Voy, Nikoni bilishadi. Nikoni bilishadi ular. Jinna bular. Juda xato. Kyosuke bilan Niko midga chiqmayli, umuman Falcon mid o'ynamayapti. Westmelondan esa Karginga headshot. Yana o'zlarini xatosida.
Monesi stomps on his way over.
Bilmaydi Monesi. Stari o'ynaydi bu yerda. Monesi Zakirni o'ldirib ketdi yo'llaka. Tazas eshitdi Starini. Bga tortilyapti boshqalar va tazasdan easy kill. Voy! Orqadan o't olmayapti.
Shredded.
Yo, that's map point.
Map point.
3 rounds to close this.
Falcons have more than enough money. That isn't really the issue.
Akimbo Shomanai Silla.
2 out through elbow, both sides of the smoke. They're super late flash, which
Zo'ragami zo'ragami qilib kelayotgandi komanda va mana shu joyda menimcha o'z nihoyasiga yetdi. Folni yutaman deb bu o'yinni aytgan ekan. Shu turnir chempion bo'lamiz deydilar. Bo'ldi aka, ertaga o'ynaydi xudo qolsa Furiya.
It's just excellent.
Oh, I want to see this last shot.
What?
Nasty adjustment.
Yomon o'tdi lekin mana shu joyda. Full buy bor. Ikkita jamoada ham yana midgami yoki yoki bu safar donut pozitsiyasida o'ynaydi. Mana shu ideya yaxshi. Uchun. Midni berish kerak Xitoyliklarga. Karrigan yorib yugurib yuribdi Kevda ichida.
Vision have used 4 smoke grenades this round already.
Smoke tashlab qo'yilgan va Zakir tazasini o'ldirib berdi. Monisi chalg'idi bu yog'iga. Bu Monisi razmenda Karrigan Wallbang orqali Komisiuga razmenda olib ketmoqda. 4-3 vaziyat. Kyosuke'dan middagi push Stari tomonidan toshib.
Again, yeah.
Yana Kyosuke'da xatomi shunda?
Untradeable as well.
Map ketdi, masalan, ketdi 3-chi mapga.
Offers back the 3v3 to Vision.
Is this bomb it was in view, but they're kind of letting it go for
Emilia
a second. There's
QAQ.
too many gaps now, and also Nico's on the big flank, so this means Monesi can peel back. They
Nico.
know it's not A.
Yusuf 3-chi karta shekilli deyiladi. Da, Yusuf aka katta ehtimolli bilan 3ta kartaga
Essentially, if
ketdik.
this does end up being B, it will just end up being a retake in the flank. Well, it'll lose its novelty.
Shiro olamdan o'tdi. Qayerdan oldingiz bu gapni?
Kyosuke's death, it's got them questioning things. Monesi keeps looking to red room. Sure, now Karrigan will take it over. That does free up Monesi to look
Hech
forward
qayerda
instead,
unaqa
but he
yo'q.
still has to hit these timings. And bomb isn't bound from the ramp. If he gets
Monisini bu butun karyerasidagi birinchi ikkita ace bergan o'yin ekan. Niko Emiliani minus qilib berdi. Informatsiya bor Karrigan. Pritsel olib turibdi Stari chiqib keladigan joyga va Karrigan Starini tutib olmoqda. Eng so'nggi iroq esa Westmelon. Yaxshi flash bilan Nikoni o'ldirib berdi, vaqt yetmaydi qolganiga. Save qilishga harakat qilib ko'radi qo'ldagi Kalashnikda. AWPni save qilishni tanladi Westmelon. 12 o'yin hisob. Overtime ga o'tamizmi yoki yo'qmi?
They put a lot of pressure on Monesi to
Shiroga hech narsa bo'lmagan emas. Srazu men yangiliklarga kirdim. Hech qanaqa yangilik ham yo'q.
There's more than one way that they could have just
Boshqa narsa ham yo'q. Team Spirit'ni o'zining Telegram kanaliga ham kirdim.
And this kill is just so massive. It killed the clock. Oh, it was a spam frag.
Oh, they're trying that.
23-raund boshlandi. Va Zakir Cave'dagi Karrigan minus qilmoqda va Niko yana o'sha gap, o'sha so'z Niko o'ldi ketdi. Voy, ko'rdi. Va Nikoni ko'rib.
Do they try to go back in? No, they just they let Zakir know. What a quick scope. 5v3 from Zakir.
This is the time to close.
5 round shu joyda.
Monesi gearing up for something out mid.
Endi nima ham derdik.
Knowing his counterpart should be up on that shelf.
Kyosuke timinglarda lekin yutishsa bo'ladi.
Starts shooting so quickly.
Misses his chance, gets picked off by Zakir.
Bot Kyosuke bu, Botsuke bu.
These have been duels given over to Lin Vision, fights that they signed up for and that
Kyosuke troll qilyapti Nikodan ham ko'ra. Qanaqa o'tolmayotganda qarang, tayyor unga qaramay turgan odam orqasida.
So far for the Falcons. Bomb is going to make its way out mid. And that means the bomb is actually
Ah,
heading
bo'ldi,
Monacy's
yo'q.
way. Three
Atak
players
donutdan
come
kirib
this
kelishyapti
direction.
Monacy'ga.
TeSeS wins his fight on the other side. Monacy's got a chance here to be the hero.
Miss. Monty birinchi kill. Zakir tomonidan rasmen GG bo'ldi. 8% jon.
And you could just
3-chi mapga o'tamiz.
piece of paper here. TeSeS on 8 HP.
Gonna try to emerge out through that smoke.
Zakirdan quadro. Zakirga ham ace berib yuborish kerak o'zi. Zakir qayerga check qilyapti?
Zakir could ace
Katana olsa Zakir bul oldi Katana. Zakir bir check qil ace-ni olib ketsan ham. Men ace bergan bo'lardim bunga. Ace.
TeSeS scrambling to get this one
Va
done.
o'tma.
Shot sail through.
Yep.
Bombs at 15 seconds.
Whoa, Zakir ace
Ace
qilolmaydi.
denied. So be it.
Whoa.
TeSeS with a second. And now he's on the stick.
They don't know he's defusing.
Voy!
4 more seconds.
Whoa! Endi TeSeS yana bitta donut bilganda balki o'tib qo'ygan bo'lardi-yu.
Isn't in vain.
Sal qoldi-ya, ninja defuse qilib ketishga. Nice try.
Whilst the odds were low, it's never zero
O
at the end of the day.
2700 kishiga chiqib ketdikmi? Like bosmaganlar like'larni bosib qo'yamiz. 15 minutdan keyin 3-chi map boshlanadi. Ungacha kirib, kompyuter rolda bo'lganlar bo'lsa, KZ2 saytida maza qilib o'ynab olsak bo'ladi. O'shagaga 0-0 o'nda boshlanadi.
QAQ alongside a Zakir, alongside a Starry, everybody on Lin Vision was firing, and on top of that, I think they had some really solid ideas on how to mitigate Falcons' firepower advantage, even though in that game there wasn't much of a firepower advantage, it didn't feel like.
People like Zakir look surprisingly prepared for a map pick from Falcons that I didn't necessarily expect to come out of them. The bomb site defense were great. T-side, the way that they were able to finish, just looked like they were more in control of the map there. The little edges in terms of really even just sometimes understanding Ancient, like on that last round, peeking around the smoke, for example, to catch Nico off guard, or for just to catch him kind of slinking around. Those sort of little differences actually really tipped the scales in Lin Vision's favor, despite the fact that they had a very poor map win percentage coming into this one.
And if I was to say there was something that was concerning for me for the Falcons side, it's the fact that we saw on round maybe 8, we saw a pause, and you hear Zonic say, we've talked about this, guys. Let's play a little more. What I think he said was a little more set, as in, let's not play this kind of puggy, you know, play your aim style of CS. Let's run some execs. Let's try and slow it down. And multiple rounds after that, we still saw Kyosuke running through a smoke. When they're in a 5v4, 5v3, we saw it on maybe the second last round. He was pushing through a smoke with man advantages. Play more set means don't do those types of plays usually.
That's normally what you would infer from that sort of information, but I guess at the end of the day, it still wasn't really clicking. And was it you, Maui, that was saying that the silver lining before we saw this going into this map was that Ancient is a map for the side of Falcons, that it's newer into their pool and something that they're, what was it, warming up, I think you said?
Not necessarily newer, just something that they haven't been really picking. And based off of last season, I would say, yeah, I mean, with Kerrigan, the overall win rate for Ancient was pretty solid, but it was, to me, a map that they were moving away from for really the major and then what came after that. Lately, this season, they've only just kind of incorporated it. I think they played it once in Paris and now here, and to me, if they wanted to just pick their best map going into this, Anubis was top of my list. Dust was probably number 2. Ancient would have been a distant third for me in terms of, but so that's kind of why I feel like for Falcons, they're going to rest assured that moving on to the final map, they're going to feel much more comfortable going into, say, Dust, whereas on Ancient, they still have things to iron out.
It's interesting if it's a matter of warming up on the map, if you think you want to get a little more reps on the map, or a matter of, as we heard in the cast and as we've seen, Lin Vision not great on Ancient. Well, what we saw was they were great on Ancient, but in their history, they haven't been great on Ancient. So maybe you're trying to pick into Lin Vision's weaknesses, but obviously this is a map Lin Vision is putting time in, they're putting practice in. Usually you see teams put a lot of time and effort into their worst map to try and try and buoy that in terms of a win rate when you know your opponents are going to pick it. And it's obvious that Lin Vision came into this one prepared.
I mean, that's the double whammy. If it's something that you would love to put to be more confidently back in your rotation on the side of Falcons, then you want to pick it up against a team that shouldn't necessarily be strong in it, build a little bit of confidence for yourself. But unfortunately, it's the inverse. It feels like they falter a lot more, playing into what you're talking about, Kyosuke not playing those set rounds for themselves. But at the end of the day, there was so much that Lin Vision did right for themselves. Round number 5 was the biggest one, the way that they were able to hold their side defenses.
Right, we did see Falcons attempt to try to just go for some set stuff early on, and I feel like this round, it showed how Zacher just dodged both of those opening flashes so well. In fact, I think the only flash that caught him was a team flash, trying to support him on the defense there, and then they just were able to close it out. They keep prodding for information. They don't let Falcons get comfortable whatsoever, staying active on the defense, and this is, I would say, just the initial defense from Zacher here, how they were going for a 3-man mid-take on the Lin Vision side, but then for Zacher to be that comfortable solo anchoring a bomb site, I think there was a rotation actually that came from a mid guy to try to help him, but for him to just dodge those flashes so well, it just shows, yes, they have a bad win rate, but they still have some players that can actually hold their own on these sites. Yeah,
one of the things I think you see from Falcons, you saw it against Legacy as well, they like these little 2-man plays. They set up with utility for a double play where you often have Kyosuke with someone. They had Tezes in that one, sometimes it's Kerrigan, sometimes it's even Nico. You'll have a double moving in with good utility. If an op is there or a rifler in position, dodges a bit of that and picks up the first kill, then you've got a sitting duck there. He's running out alone. He can't get more than that, and they really falter, and that's, I think, what we saw there in that round, but much of the half, they were getting the first entry going the way of Lin Vision, and then you don't have that third player a lot of the time for Falcons to overwhelm once you lose the first one.
I thought after we saw them win round number 6, Maui, that we were going to see a bit more of a streak continue for themselves, but it was very quickly broken in round 7.
It was. The re-aggress towards middle from Lin Vision, again, showed the preparation. They break the top mid-smoke. I think at this point, the donut smoke is actually fading as well. Or no, actually, they break it in just a second to try to help out their guy who's stuck in the top mid. And that kind of re-aggress just showed to me that even when Lin Vision were on the back foot, they lose the opening pick, they still have an idea of how they want to get back in the round. And thankfully, on the other side of the map, Zacher found a leg onto Nico. And so in the one-on-one clutch, he's able to drop the AWP, pick up the M4, and he just puts himself in a perfect position here where he's going to be mostly holding towards middle, but every now and then with a timing peek, checking towards A to see if Nico's going to go for a flank there. Otherwise, just a great round played from Zacher again, but I love the team dynamic from Lin Vision in the mid round.
Yeah, they really weren't letting Falcons through the transition period. That's oftentimes where you see the biggest problems. They've got mid control, now we need to parlay that into, we need to go into red room or we need to get into donut. And as they're making that transition, that's where they're the weakest, that's where they're the most vulnerable. Blow open a smoke, fight from red room and from donut at the same time. Makes it very tough for Falcons to get anything done, even if they get the map control in the beginning.
We thought that, taking the pauses, that normally leads to, even if you've won the round beforehand, you take the pause, okay, you reset a little bit, you should be able to still have the momentum going through. They decide on the side of Falcons that they're going to have this pause 2 rounds out, right? At the end of round 10, 2 rounds out from having that half time, hoping to be able to end with more than 2 rounds for themselves in the first half. But it doesn't even go that way, Vu. There still wasn't anything to come from it, despite what they're hoping is going to be way more of a set round.
Yeah, this is the first gun round after the pause. So they call the pause, they say, let's play a little more set. They throw a full exec with pistols, then they come into this round. They go for the mid play, and you're going to notice Tezes isn't blind here. He's actually dodging a flash that has already exploded, but you have the really coordinated take from Lin Vision with a molly towards the bottom mid box. Doesn't give them any chance to do anything. And then Nico, I mean, he's walking through a smoke there. You can't blame him. You're already 3v5. That's where you want to try and get a little loose and try and find an opening. But the beginning of the round, I really credit Lin Vision for this one, especially. You want, as Falcons, you want to play it safe. You want to take that mid control on a little bit of a delay maybe. You get your player in there. You're trying to take mid control so you can go for an exec maybe in the late round. Lin Vision don't give them the time or space to do that with a really well-drilled mid take back in the other direction.
Also just love the reaction of, throughout this whole game, guy we haven't really talked about, Call Me Sue, to understand around the smokes there what Falcons is doing to get the kill in return, kind of in a late round situation there. Also moments earlier, I think on the CT side half, where he's just calling out the positions of some of the Falcons players, where they're going to be next. On the T side as well, helping get some rounds over the line too. He had that one really cool moment to kick off Inferno. It was a pistol round, if anybody could even remember back then, where he was out positioning the guys on Falcons. And unfortunately, I'd say a lot of games he goes pretty silent, but if he gets room to work with in the middle and just gets a read of the opponents, that's where I feel like his strengths are strong. It's not in the 50-50 aim duels where people like Nico or Kyosuke are just going to dominate him, but if he can catch a player on a timing or with some info, that's where Call Me Sue shines.
Yeah, I feel so often when I watch Call Me Sue or I watch LinVision games, he doesn't have a chance. You know, if you just get run over in the early round, how is your clutch player going to 1v5, right? Yeah. But if you put him in the round with a chance, I think he generally performs at a pretty high level in these late rounds. It's just so often they're getting run over.
I mean, props to LinVision then to be able to consistently do that through the first half for themselves. And you're thinking, okay, we swap over to the second half here of Ancient, and there's going to be more in the tank for the side of Falcons. And there was still a fantastic start in that second half for themselves, but it wasn't enough because round 21 specifically, Boo, was the one you look at and you go, it's over here, boys.
There was a Kerrigan speech at some point. He made us all believe. I mean, Scrawny Launders, they were talking about it as well. They made us believe, but they go into this round. This is another delayed play. They let Falcons take mid. They don't go for the straight up aim duel, and then the flash comes over with the double swing through both sides of the smoke. Kerrigan, I think a little missed time there. The round's kind of lost at that point. They know where Kerrigan's going to come from, where the next player must be coming through if he wants to get something back. But again, similar to the Nico run, 3v5, you got to go for something, but it's too little too late. And I think this is, as much as we can try and be critical of Falcons for some small misplays, I'm so impressed with the way LinVision played this map rather than being too critical of Falcons.
Yeah, that timing play after it feels like the dust is settled, or it was settling there, totally caught Falcons off guard there. And Kerrigan, yeah, he was desperately trying to get it back, but not able to connect with the shot. I just think that the starters for LinVision, and also the understanding of what Falcons were doing at the beginning, showed that maybe if the rounds got really scrappy, people like Tessus could bail them out with some individual heroics, but I would almost say the early rounds and the mid rounds of many of those were dominated by LinVision.
I mean, we do go back to a year ago, right, where that's what LinVision were talking about, taking that best of one off of Falcons. Of course, a lot has changed since then, but it feels like that's that emulation again, when they were able to study them, know exactly what was happening, and be able to, throughout all the rounds, be able to do so much for them. Because at the end of the day, something that could have broken many different players and many different teams, Maui, is getting aced by m0NESY 2 out of 3 rounds in the earlier part of a halftime.
It really felt like after he pulls these not almost back-to-back rounds off, one with the pistols, with the dualies, and then 2 rounds later with the A4 able to get an ace there, and in between that, you sandwich it with the 3K, that's it. Falcons have heated up. They're going to be able to catch LinVision off guard, but game's not really won by individuals here. It's off of Team CS that m0NESY can still look like one of the best players in the world. Maybe you'd even argue today. We looked at ZywOo's form in that game versus Inner Circle. He's dropping off. This is time for m0NESY to catch up, to gain some ground in that sort of conversation. But he needs, and Falcon need, to have deep runs at these tournaments so that he can start collecting some hardware.
Yeah, very much like the loss they had last year. You have the individuals showing up to some extent, but you can't make it push you over the line. But the difference between this and their last appearance, where, you know, Falcons managed to drop that one, you have a map 3. You have a third map to go to. This is where LinVision need to find the consistency going into another map.
I mean, individuals might make a team, but at the end of the day, they don't necessarily make a win. And they're going to be looking towards that map number 3. LinVision hoping to be able to continue what was here in Ancient over on Dust 2. We're finally getting our first map number 3 for day 2 here at Blast Open Porto, and I cannot believe I am about to say this. Dust 2 between Falcons and Lin Vision is the series that delivers that. But is it enough for Lin Vision to be able to continue in this upper bracket of the groups?
If Lin Vision can play like they did on Ancient individually,
The
I think their
olmadı
system
nice.
is strong enough, their play, their tactics are strong enough to make it very scary for Falcons. But when it comes into it, if Falcons play at their S tier game, if they play the best they can, Lin Vision shouldn't have a chance.
S tier, B tier. All they need is B tier. All Falcons need is B tier here. This is
Decider
the map
map.
that I thought they were going to go for as a
That's
pick.
the
Maybe
key.
they wanted to hide their hand a little bit more with Anubis, but I thought going into this was going to be the battleground for today, and that's just because even though the Falcons suffered a recent loss to Legacy, I just think they need to tighten some things up. Don't let counter utility separate you so much. Make sure the spacing's a little bit cleaner. And versus a team like Lin Vision, I don't think that they're going to perturb Falcons nearly as much as Legacy did with their very, very precise utility to stop those exits.
The disrespect of my boys over at Lin Vision, I cannot believe this. I will not stand for it, and I'm hoping that they're going to prove Maori wrong in map 3 of Dust 2.
I mean, it'd be a whole other beast to be able to beat them in a best of 3, but I'm kind of there with Vu. Like, on an individual level, I just want to see if Lin Vision can bring that to the table twice. And I don't know why it would fall off, other than an uptick in Falcons play that's going to put them on the back foot. The users over on Polymarket, Mohan, have Falcons as the favorite still, but it's sure as hell not the 33-1 odds that we started with this series with.
Things have changed, yeah, quite quickly. I think, you know, it was a close map in the end, but it was a dominating first half. It was a good close overall for Lin Vision. I mean, they stood up to Monesi, who literally got 2 aces in the second half.
Hozir boshlanyapti hujum mana.
I don't know how many kills, almost 20 on that CT side. And I think that there were definitely a lot of instances of weird decision making.
Falcons KT'dan boshladik. Bilamizki, KT'ga ancha yaxshiroq bu karta. Falconsda win streak ancha ko'p dast kartasida.
But
Ну, xitoyliklar ham Ancient'dagi an'analarni buzishdi. Ketma-ket 7 ta o'yindan buyon Yevropani jamoalarga yutqizib kelishayotgan edi ular. 7 ta mapdan buyon. Birorta karta olmasdan shunaqa kelayotgan joyda Falconlardan olishdi bu imkoniyatni. Stari esa midga yaqin kelib olgan, Monisi check qildi. Yana Monisi o'zining xavfli quroli bilan.
At this point, whether Falcons can tap back into what they showed us on Inferno, because that was a stomping.
B'ga kirib kelishmoqchi. Mid to B o'ynab yuborishadi. Smok tashlab qo'yilgan KT yopildi va 2 ta igro KTda va B'ga kirib kelish boshlandi. Kyosukidan birinchi kill. Kyosuki double kill qilishga qo'yib berishmayapti. Karrigan Razmendan Kolmisiudan ham double kill qilib Westmelon bor ekan bu yerda. Karrigan 3 ga 1 qilishda qolib ketmoqda. Kolmisiudan kill. Yana bitta. Pistoletkani Lin Vision g'alaba bilan boshladi.
The upsets or the underdogs, they take a map. Sometimes we go into the third map, we're like, don't waste our time. And what we've seen recently is they don't. They absolutely close in the end. They go up against it entirely. And obviously, it's Falcons. It's happened to them more than a couple of times at this point. The only thing that's really different now is that they won the major.
Yeah.
But the spirit of the team is still there.
Yeah, but Kerrigan's been in every, almost every CS2.
Ikkinchi round boshlandi. Zakir.
Yeah, that was always going to happen. That's why it's just you look at them and you grin, you go,
O'yini
no,
qayerda?
this has something to do with
Rivoji
it.
shahrida u ham yana qayerda bo'lishi kerak ekan? Navoiymanki o'zi.
They lose this game. We're talking about a Falcons that has started a
Raskidlar bilan B'ga kirib kelishga harakat qilib ko'rishadi. Kyosuki hamda Tezeslar bor himoyada. Emilia to'liq tekshirdi. Lover toza. 3 kishi bo'lib A'da turib olishgan. Force buy qilindi. Eng qizig'i B'dagi fokus qochdi o'zi. Kyosuki ham ishini himoya qilyapti. Tezes tashqarida kirib kelaman degancha bu yerda smoke tayyorlayapti Zakir. Bo'ldi, smoke tashlab berildi, eshik yopib qo'yilgan. Va mana bu flashdan so'ng ko'rdi Kyosuki multi tushmaganini. Yaxshi kirib kelishdi. Kyosukida birinchi kill. Full blind holatda qolgandan so'ng Westmelon tomonidan otib tashlandi. KTda save qilishga qarab ketishyapti. Voy, Falcon ham yutqizsa bugun Vitality mag'lubiyat bilan bunaqa ssenariyga hali tayyor emasman men. Strimmi Toshkentda.
It's definitely a little bit interesting is like they never really were appearing to phone it in throughout the first half of Ancient, and yet they were very concerned about, how badly the half went overall. So both of those pointing to they took it very seriously, and yet they still couldn't end up mounting the close. Now they did actually have a strong comeback overall. But after winning the pistol, I mean, honestly, they probably should have just been able to close. And that's again because that wasn't Lin Vision's pick. Like there was just no foreshadowing that.
Nijni setga bor, pastki setga bor.
Their map pool, and they just got destroyed on their map pick.
Ola o'ylayga xursandmanki. Strimxona qayerda gaplashsa bo'ladi Toshkentda? Strimxona любой game klubida gaplashsangiz bo'ladi. Game klubidan strimxonalargacha bor-ku, hozir alohida pulini to'laysiz, soatiga 50 mingmi, 40 ming so'mmi shunaqa.
Zakir's op quad to close the map.
That's who's ADR, man. He's still fragging.
Monisini ham otib tashlashyapti. Keyingi round fullbayga qarshi fullbay qilishadi. Yana B'ga kirib keldi Lin Vision va easy round. Yomon yugurishyapti-ku, ha. Spirit ertaga soat 5 atrofida boshlanadi o'yini.
They've just got to make the right decisions.
Zakir.
So far, 3 hard B commitments. Nice and easy.
Tazasini olib ketmoqda.
Well, they got them out of the way. They've
double kill bor uning
hisobida.
hisobida.
So now Falcons have to respect the thought.
Nimaga Makdan not
wordi
tushundim.
Never use it again. It doesn't matter because Lin Vision are 3.
Keyingi round fullbayga qarshi fullbay ko'ramiz.
In the half, they can take these and go, and they also keep 5 up. 4 up.
Va Kyosukidan Emiliaga headshot, exit frag. Hozir.
They're pretty rich. Round 3 ends with Zakir on 9K. See if he'd like an upgrade. Yep.
It's just a great opportunity for early momentum here to Lin Vision. Cash left over after this buy, which includes a Zakir op. $5,000 on 2. Midline taken. Smoke deep doors.
4-chi round boshlandi. Westmelon.
It's just really going to allow for Lin Vision to close that early distance in middle. No resistance whatsoever. Monisi's op awaits them.
Monisi. Va Monisi hozir pozitsiyasini almashtirib oldi. AWP uning qo'lida.
Unravels Monisi's opening perch.
Bu safar longga chiqib kelishmoqchi. Short bilan birgalikda yaqin kelib borishgan chunki igroqlar shu pozitsiyalarga. No, hali Lin Vision aniq bir qarorga kelgani yo'q.
It's a real feel out position for Falcons.
Mid-tuba smoke Zakir. Otib qo'ymaydimi oxirgacha?
Not really playing any committed spots, not pushing anything, just playing standard. Did not be clear on what Lin Visions might want to try, but actually a late long smoke, not a bad idea, is it?
Carrigan.
There's a 3 long start for Falcons at the beginning of this round. They've left Carrigan to
Emiliadan flash.
We'll see if he does the pop flash in the doorway. That's what's most important. If Monisi's off this angle,
va hech narsani ko'rmayotgan Carrigan double kill qilishga salgina qoldi-yu, Stari tomonidan razmi qilindi u qilgan kill. Ko'rdi Monisi. Va Monisini o'ldirishadi hozir. Voy, Niko o'lmayapti Zakirni. Call me Sudan ham easy kill. Voy, Kyosukidan double kill. Tushunmadim. Nima qilib tashladi Kyosuki? Bombani o'rnatadi va Kyosuki ot tashlaydi uni. Roundni saqlab qoldi Kyosuki hamda Tezes. Lekin juda xato o'yin ko'rgandik Niko va Monisi tomonidan. Hisob esa 3-1 ko'rinishga yetib kelmoqda. Monisini AWP'si ham save qilib qolindi.
Monisi shooting early, not what I expected to see right there. How quickly they pushed that player out into B, but this all happened because they kind of exec too late. They exec too late, which means they're going to be offered up some cool opportunities because Falcons are only going to be half concerned that they'll actually try to go long. But at 30 seconds, you have no business doing a B lurk with a long split and having to cross all the way to the site. So
yo, line-up bo'lmabdi, rampadagini otibdi
birinchi
Kyosuki.
Call me Sue doesn't get the kill from the B site. I thought both CTs inbound. I thought for sure he had a free one queued up from mid. Because like you said, you know, he walks out into the B play while the bomb hard commits. At a lightning speed, Falcons put 3 frags on that board. scary spot for the Falcons for a moment. But I think it bodes well for them that Kyosuke's up to 6 frags.
Yo'q, qorin och qoldi. O'zi bor. Nima yeyishim o'ylayman.
Want to wash that away as quick as you
Yeyishim
can.
o'ylandim. Ko'ramizda birorta normalroq narsa topilsa soat уже 12:30 gamburger qiladigan yaxshi joy bordi, o'sha yerga borsam kerak edi deb o'ylab turgandim. 5-raund boshlandi. Monisi hali entry topgani yo'q. Nu ko'rdik uni qanaqa o'yin qilib berishini. Bemalol baland reytingda ham chiqib olsa bo'ladi. Monisi 1.48 reyting bilan tugatgan o'rtacha oxirgi 10 marta dast o'ynaganda. Emilia
So they might be dong numbers this year.
va eshik orasida Monisi turibdi, midda check qilgan holatda yana bir raund ekan bu, yana B'ga kirib kelishadi. AWPda push qilishdi, lekin kamdan kam ko'ramiz bunaqa. Zakram ortga qaytib oldi shuning uchun. Smog ustiga o'ynab yuborishmoqchimi Kyosuke? Boost yo'q, flashdan keyin kirish ko'ramiz. Kyosuke hech narsa qila olmayapti. Hech narsa qila olmayapti. Hozir boost olinadi va tezas ham o'tib tashlanishi mumkin. Flash. Yaxshi flash. Tezasda line up va tezasdan double kill. Zakr esa Monisi yuz qilib bermoqda. Qanaqa qayishga bu? Qanaqa qayishga bo'ldi va yaxshi o'ynadi Carrigan. Yana smoke ichiga Niko 2-1 clashda 3 soniya atrofida vaqt middan kelyapti eng so'nggi igroq. Emilia Q2 va Niko o'rtasidagi duel. Ikkita igroqda ham 100% dan jon bor. Untuq yetadi menimcha Nikoga. One tapda o'tadi. Mana shu paytda esladim buni highlightini EVC turnirida qilganini. Tekshiradi endi Emilia Nikoning pozitsiyasini. Tunneldami deb o'ylabdi. Voy, Emiliadan headshot Niko birinchi ko'rgandi lekin.
Amelia right back to the headshots that he was offering us on Ancient.
Who's the boss now?
4-1 hujumda 4ta round.
That HE was insane. What?
Amelia.
I need to know how much damage that HE lineup does if you're playing there. Oh,
Off the pick.
uh-oh.
Zakr tezasda srazu kill. Juda tez o'ldirdi. Midda double doorsda.
Bank accounts of Falcons.
It's looking just like Ancient.
Voy, hech narsani ko'rmay turib o'tgan ekan.
No way.
Lucky headshotmi shu? Voy, 5 kishi bo'lib longa chiqib olishgan.
It is Kerrigan with an MP9 on the other side of this or
EVC, EWC deydilar. U qilish qanaqa bo'ladi? EVC bo'ladi. Inglizda hamma ayla qo'ying.
Timing here for Lin Vision looking better than the last time they tried to overtake this bomb site. They will give themselves the safest passage with that smoke.
Qanat hozir o'qiyman ana esimda. Va Emilia one taplar bilan o'tyapti. O'zi ham va call miss you Carrigan'ga headshot, eng so'nggi igroq esa Niko. U ham longda. Voy, akam nima bo'lyapti Falconsga o'yini chiqmayapti nechta turnirdan beri deylar. Birinchi map zo'r o'ynagandi. Hayronman aka. Falcons Vitality'ni tushunsa bo'ladi. Xo'p, mayli, sostavda o'zgarish deylik. JL kelib qo'shildi. Shunga moslashib olmay qoldi. Falcons-chi?
Just looking a lot like Ancient already.
5-1 va undan keyingisida ham pistoletlarda o'ynashadi.
How much money they keep floating when they win these rounds. I mean, this 5-player up situation is fantastic. I'm going to say that like Niko doesn't mow them all down.
I'm not going to sugarcoat this like Nat's desk did, but I'll just say they're not
Yeah, Emilia.
Nice! They're not calling an incredibly slick game plan that's super detailed and trying to disorient Falcons or anything. I mean, they're doing what they can, and they're doing it well, right? And they're most importantly,
Stoycha nima dedi, kim tushundi?
Even after that round in the B side, I don't know if it was communications or what it was, but like, dude, you're starting to, I mean, because Amelia is always this ball of energy, but you can start to see it work down the line.
Yeah.
It's starting to feel real tonight.
It's infectious, that guy. Okay,
and you want to ride that energy, but you've also got to keep yourself focused. But this round, I mean, look at the buy that's coming through. We're talking about upgraded pistols on 4 and that one save Nico M4. And Nico's got 1 kill. Monacy's got 0. Why wouldn't Linvision go up 6-1 right here, right now?
7-chi round boshlandi.
Honestly, having an aberration of a series back on Ancient. 4 kills in the first half into like 20 in the second. That was a CT side. This is a CT side. No frag so far. Nothing's adding up.
Sotilgan manimcha. Nimaga sotiladi u ham?
Just a very hot and
O'ta
cold.
reallik kuchli o'ynayapti-ku. Linvisionda qarang, mana oddiy o'qishi qiyin bo'lgandek. Va Zakir tezasini o'ldirib berdi. Bu yerda Stari esa Monisiga qaytishot. Niko razmenda sakrab o'tib boribdi Monisini. Mid-tuba smoklar tashlab berilmoqda.
Either way, he's dead, and it's a tough gun to retrieve. We've got Westmelon hanging out in the middle.
Westmelon Kyosugi topgan killga javob. Zakir esa Kyosugini o'zini razmen qilgan. Niko pistoletda Niko. Westmelondan hit. 6-1 va fullbackga qarshi fullback ko'ramiz.
What are they thinking about this right now? This is insane.
You're letting Amelia have a little too much fun.
Mezi farzandli bo'lgan, shuning uchun zamayna qilishdi Mezini. Dekretga chiqib ketdi. Bolasiga qarash uchun.
But Zakir with a multi-kill this round.
Yeah, Mr. Opener.
Ishtelchi.
Let's take some risk. Let's push. Let's do something together, okay? Let's not be static.
Давай birota risk qilaylik, давай push qilaylik deb aytayapti.
Start taking risks.
Risk qilaylik, push qilaylik. Bo'lmayapti bularni o'yiniga moslashib degani edi.
Is it a little bit too late for vagaries?
Right?
O'zi kechov haqiqatdan ham.
What's the move? Like, we got any ready?
Yeah.
Va, Monisi yana tutib oladi Zakir.
Just pick one. If no
Timingda chiqsa bo'ladi lekin Monisi. Va Monisi timingda bitta minus. Niko yaqin va Niko hech narsa qila olmayapti. Kariginning Molotov faqat yordam berdi ularga xolos. Karigin chiqib kelayotgan igrokdan Westmelondan headshot qabul qilib oldi. Kolmisiyu Kyosukini o'qib turibdi qayerdan kelganigacha. Eshitib turibdi harbiy tashagini. Va mana endi o'tib ham qo'ydi. Eng so'nggi igrok Tezas 3-1 klashda. Tezas Kolmisiyuni minus qilmoqda. Kalash qo'lida. Ha, risk qilib ko'rishdi haqiqatdan ham. Va mana risk ham o'xshamayapti. Ul Tezas exit frag qidirishga harakat qilib ko'radi bu yog'iga. 7-1 hujumda 7 ta round.
They're smoking.
They're not just beating them, they're smoking.
No, they're making.
Nimaga bular taktika bilan? Taktika bilan o'ynasa Falcons olib qo'yadi aka.
Where's that a delicacy?
I don't know, but
Tezasdan Emiliyaga headshot va AWP qani? AWPni save qilib berdi Monisi uchun.
It's the only way.
that flash, dude, the utility. Get him through. I mean, it's a hectic moment for Linvision. You've got everybody's on fire. You're all banking off one flashbang. And then you've got a duel with Kerrigan through the fires at lower HP, but they do it.
9-round boshlandi. Yana B'ga agressiya. 5 kishi bo'lib, umuman kutilmagan tayminglarda kirib kelish bu. Kyosuki bitta kill, Emilia Kyosukini razmen qilib berdi. Tezas bor, Tezasdan ajoyib headshot Emiliyaga va Tezas zo'r o'ynayapti. Juda ishonchli harakatlanishda davom etadi Tezas. Uni ham o'tib tashlashdi. Monisi yordam bera olmadi Tezasga AWP-sida. Ikkita Deagle bilan retake smoke ichiga o'yin kar pozitsiyasida. Igrok bor kar pozitsiyasida. Nikoga headshot. Na, Kolmisiyu nuqta qo'ydi. Triple kill bilan.
Damn.
Linvision starting to look untouchable.
This is going to be a reference game for Sue. He's had consistency across these maps. This is turning into a very special one out of Linvision. The confidence is meeting the commitment. The game plan is simple, but exactly what they need. And then they have Falcons and
Agar
comes.
pastki setga yo'l olsa Legacy bilan o'ynaydi. Legacy ham qiynab qo'yadi-ku FALCONLARni. O'zi Legacy'ni to'sig'idan o'tolmayapti bu komanda.
Considering the maps they got and
Whoa. Monesi has never lost a best of 3 series to a Chinese team.
Umuman xitoyliklarga qarshi best of 3 yutqizmagan ekan Monesi. Tarjima qilib berdim. Pastki setkada xo'p Legacy'ni yutsa ham Vitality Falcons ko'rishimiz ehtimoli ko'p bo'lib ketadi.
I guess that blast one was a best of 1.
Yeah.
The one with Shari.
Yeah. Well, that was also G2. Oh, right. Sorry, Monesi's there. Yeah, yeah. No, it said best of 3 series.
Voy, yana smoke ichiga yaqin kelib olganini qarang buni. Westmelonni. Va bo'ldi, timingda yutdi menimcha Westmelon bu yo'da. Yana midga qaytib kelgan payt Kyosuke'ni tutib olishi mumkin.
Which I also can't really explain.
Zo'r pik. Yaxshi Molotov. No, pozitsiyadan tark etib bo'lishdi allaqachon. Bitta kill Kyosuke'dan pichoqni olgandan so'ng Kolmisiyu tomonidan o'tib tashlanmoqda. Va Niko o'ldirganiga Steri javob qaytardi. AWPda bor ekan Monesi hali. Nu Kolmisi tatasini o'ldirib B'ga qarab kirib ketmoqda. 2 ga 2 vaziyat, AWP'lar bor, riflerlar bor.
I'm going to call this a 70-30 situation here inside of B if they play this correctly.
Uzr. Legacy bilan emas. Foot bilan o'ynaydi degani. Foot bilan o'ynaydi. To'g'ri aytdingiz aka.
Just comes down to this shot. Fully committed.
Legacy yuqori setkada. Saladash ketib qoldi.
Kerrigan's on the other side and Monesi still hasn't picked up.
Zakar Kerriganni tutib oladi. Uy, miss shot. Lekin birga bir clutch endi AWP'lar o'rtasida. Voy, Monesi miss shot. Monesi miss shot lekin pistoletda yutib ketyapti round. Defense kit bormi? Bor ekan defense kit. Ulgurdi.
Monesi wins the sidearm duel and posts Falcon's second round win.
Oh boy.
Yazikki juda ham o'zgarib ketyapti. Nima buni endi siz yoki o'z streamingizda yoki birorta videoda to'liq tushuntiring fikringizni. Nimasi o'zgarayotganini yozyapti. O'yin sotilmaydi. Agar sotiladigan bo'lsa Falcon bandlar shu bilan tugaydi. Hamma rahmat anonim. O'yin sotilmaydi. Bizga prosta sotilgandek ko'rinadi. Bir HPda tirik qoldi. Comebackga ishonadiganlar bormi? Agar hujum shunaqa kuchli bo'lib ketib qolsa, bilinglarki, bu karta o'sha hujumning kartasiga aylanib ketadi. Zakar bu qonun qoidaga tupurgan holatda o'ynadi-yu, Kyosuke ham javob qaytardi darhol double kill bilan. Yana B'ga agressiya va Staridan Kyosuke'ga headshot. Emilia esa Kerriganning movementini kutib oldi, ajoyib agressiyasini. Chiroyli headshot bilan. Bo'ldi, Emilia longdan o'ynayaptimi? Lowerga yig'ilib olishdi. Monesi va Nikoda shans bor ikkita kutib olishga iroqlarini.
But this is weird because they might not want to make a move while Emilia is just so far from this since he's also been spotted recently. It really is on him to either get out safely or
1 minut vaqt Monesi va Niko 3 tadan kill qilgan ikkalasi ham.
Very nice pause in the mid round here for Lin Vision.
Bo'ldi, B'ga davom etadi round.
And there is a real threat that it could still be A. So Falcons have to respect that for now. Niko is glued to this site.
Niko ashta saytga qarab ketdi. Monesining o'zi B eshiklariga yaqin kelib olgan. Smoke bormi B eshigi yopishi bilan qo'lida? Ikkita smoke bor ekan. Bemalol raskit qilib o'ynasa bo'ladi Lin Vision. Smoke tashlab berildi. Bo'ldi, Niko tez yordamga kelish kerak endi bu yog'iga. Monesi window pozitsiyasida flash bilan chiqib kelishsak. Voy, Monesidan miss shot. Xitoycha pik ko'rdik-da. Niko 12% jon bilan tirik qolgan. Niko o'ynadi smoke ichiga. Vaqt kam, 12 soniya vaqt. Niko bomba qo'yayotgan yurakda o'tib qo'ysa bo'ladi atak. Va o'ta olmadi, bomba o'rnatib bo'lingan Kolmisiyu Nikoga headshot. Monesining o'zi 3 ga 1 clashda va save. 9-raund. Save'ga ham berishmoqchi emas. Yomon quvlashdi xitoyliklar chota Monesini.
Of the doorway and I mean just a chance to try to
save his gun really. Voy! Stariga ham headshot. Lekin afsuski ulgurmaydi. Vaqt kam. Emiliani o'zi saytda qolib ketgan. Eng Emiliani yoqtirgan igrogi bu Monesi va yo Emiliani emas aytgancha G-niki shunaqa edi.
And what a cool, collected pause in the middle of a round. The difference between letting Falcons back into a half to, let them close in on your gap, or genuinely giving yourself another chance at a 10-2 half.
Tolga exit frag o'tib o'tdi deydi. O'yin tugagan payt men KDga chiqdim-ku deydi. Lekin kastni tekshirib ko'rganda, ya'ni общий raundlarda foydasini tekshirganda kamroq chiqib qolishi ham mumkin. Boyvachcha number 1 komandada eng boy komanda Falcons.
What a day of Counter-Strike. Group B has winded up being Inner Circle over Vitality. Maus hold their own. Legacy beat Foot. And if Lin Vision defeats Falcons right here, right now, then only one of the three following teams can make playoffs. Vitality, Falcons, Foot. There is a lot on the line for Falcons to try to make this comeback happen, or their job gets real tough.
Maybe. Oh.
Oh, okay. No
12-chi raund. Bu raunddan so'ng jamoalar o'rin almashib olishadi. Spirit favorit deyiladi. Dog donat uchun rahmat. Bunaqa o'yinlardan keyin Spirit 100% tan olish kerak favorit.
Wow. What's the attention look like? Kyosuke,
They're
A1S
not
bottom
here to
ramp.
walk into this. They kind of want to wait a little bit.
Player falling back from those A boxes.
Va Niko Westmelonga headshot berib yubordi. Call miss you. Va tazasi o'ynayapti bu yerda. Monisi Starini o'ldirdi. 3-raundda olishar ekan. Uyg'ondi va nihoyat Monisi. 2ta kill raundda anchagina foyda degani Call miss you hamda Emilia tirik qolishgan. Sekin o'ynasa Falcon mana shunaqa o'qib qo'yadi o'yinda.
We've got Falcons with a convincing victory off of Nico and Monisi. At least that's the way it
Call me
feels,
Sue.
but with nothing to lose. Call me Sue and Amelia are going to take this attempt up catwalk. 3 defenders on site, ready to hold. Nico
Kyosuke va Niko bor bu yerda. Shortdagi yurqlar kutib olishga bo'ldi. Info bor va Emiliadan Nikoga headshot. Kyosuke oxirigacha kutadi ochilmasdan. Kyosukedan bitta kill, Kyosukedan double kill. Yomon emas. Yomon emas. Juda ham yomon ahvol. 9-3 hisob bilan jamoalar o'rin almashib olishyapti. Assalomu alaykum. Shiro uylanib Ibizda chempion bo'ldi. Falcons major YouTube finalga chiqa olmay qoldi deydilar. Falconsdan ham to'yni qilib olish kerak. Monisin to'yini bo'lmasa. Monisin to'yini kerakanda bolasini sunnat to'yini qilib olsa, yaxshi bo'lib ketadi.
Wouldn't it be cool if we open the show?
packed out Moody Center, bro. I would kill this.
All right, then. How would you do it?
First, I'd remind them where we are. Austin, Texas. This state has been the beating heart of Counter-Strike for 25 years.
You know who's waiting for you backstage. They want to hear your hype. They want to feel it.
6 teams enter the arena, but there is only
Depo nima bo'ldi bu turnir? Depo qatnashadi. Hali turnirda o'zida emas, turnir uchun saralashda qatnashadi. I am Beijingda. 2-sentyabrdan 5-sentyabrgacha davom etadi bu o'yinlar. 2-4-sentyabr.
All right, gamers, listen up. Listen up. No.
Yana o'sha reklamasi bilasizlar.
No, just say the next bit. There's been a lot of bad communication recently. A lot. People are telling you that you need to learn lineups. That is bullshit. That is loser talk. You're too close. Dude, hold this. Like this, yeah? Thank you. Okay, yeah. Which is why we've used science. Science, bitch. If you're not gonna take this seriously, I am taking it seriously. Then stop. Peter, I'm trying. We use science to give you everything you need to win. Power formula! Made by gamers.
Nima qilsa Mansurga o'tadi. O'sha turnirda chiqib bilsa, 8 ta komandaning ichidan saralashdan o'tib bilsa, majorga boradi.
I can play like a pro. You got to turn it. You got to no, rotation. You can drink it whenever you like. Just show them. Show them. Power! Yeah. Good. All right, listen up. Power formula! Think less, win more. Ready? Yeah. Think less, win more.
one for the road there, Falcons, able to catch some good mechanical moments coming into this next one, but we have landed where many thought we never would. Map 3 between Falcons and Linvision, second half of the map, and it's a 9-3.
Va bizda 13-raund boshlandi.
That almost got caught up, but they closed. So let's see what this CT side has in store for us because it could be
9-3 hisob bilan Linvision oldida va mana bu pistol round Falcons uchun juda ham muhim. Pistol hamda undan keyingi bo'ladigan force buy va pistoletkada Monisi ajoyib tarzda B ni ochib berdi va fast B egallanib bo'lingan. Va Monisi o'zining sevimli qurolini qo'liga olmoqda. Bo'ldi, bemalol harakat qilishsa bo'ladi. Bu yerda Niko orqadan o'ynamoqchi. Voy Niko. Nikodan easy kill Kyosuke va Monisidan navbatdagi headshotlar Stari o'ldirganiga esa tez javob qaytardi. Comebackga ishonadiganlar bormi yo'qmi? Hozir aytinglar. Keyin kech bo'ladi lekin. O'sha hisob 9-4. Endi himoyada force buy qilishadi yokida ekoda o'y terlab ketgandi mana bu sakrda.
Obviously, still comes down to whether or not they can close, and closing on Ancient is a little bit different because closing on Ancient earns you a third map. Doesn't just get you the win. It's mentally maybe a little bit easier.
Bu turnirda playoff qachon? Playoff keyingi hafta, biroq juma shanba yakshanba kuni bo'ladi. Keyingi hafta. Agar siz chatda yozolmayotgan bo'lsangiz, obuna bo'lib qo'ysangiz, YouTube kanalimizga srazu chat ham ochiladi sizga. Homiylar rejimi degani bu obunachilar rejimi degan ma'noda yozib qo'ygan. O'zbekchada shunaqada, endi o'zbek tilida ishlatadiganlar. Bir kishi yozganda bir kun yozishim uchun chatda pul to'lashim kerakmi, homiy bo'lishim kerak. Yo'q, shunchaki obuna bo'lsangiz bo'ldi. Flash raskillar tashlab berilmoqda. Carrigan va bu yerda to'liq pistoletlar bilan force buy qilgan Linvision jamoasi a'zolari ikkita KT, bitta side va bitta rampda iroqlar bor. Shortdan kirib kelish boshlanmoqda. Goosepacesga Molotov va yana bir smoklar ketma-ketligi. No, yaxshigina damage'lar Kolmisuga, Deagle'da endi o'tolmaydi u bechora Kolmisu. Yana bir bora boshini ko'tarsa tutib oladi. Oy, Kyosuke zo'rg'a o'ldirdi-ya Kolmisuni. Mid-tuba o'ynab yuborishmoqchi. Yokida shortga qaytishadi, yana kill topilishiga qarab. Hali 35 soniya yetarlicha vaqt bor. Zakar yetib keldi bu yerga. Zakar Kyosuke'ni minus qilib bermoqda. 4-4 vaziyat. Tezda stovuna ot tashlandi Zakar Stari. Stari yaxshigina headshot berdi-yu, lekin oxirgacha o'lmay qoldi Tazas. Exit frag bu yo'g'iga. Icarus comeback is real dedilar. Comeback qilishni boshlayapti. Keyingi raundda ham bemalol Falconlar olsa bo'ladi, lekin bundan oldin hattoki KTda o'tgan paytda ko'rgandik. Yaxshigina comebacklar bilan yetib kelganday qilib oxirida yutqazib qo'yishgandi.
Just the kind of result that makes you wonder, well, what if Linvision were in the gun round? Because that was a timid commitment.
Full buyga qiziqaman mana bu Linvisionda.
That still got these health bars as low as they are. Falcons through, 4 up. And 3 armored pistols at least for the next one. So
it's just, I mean, it's just with Kerrigan, there's no like pretending this is a different situation. If they make it towards the end of this game, they're going to show us rounds that are really impressive. The question is if they make it to the end of the game.
Why can't they just do it now?
It's been the question for Kerrigan forever.
Admin kerak deydilar. Gol va yaxshi. Shuncha o'qib kelib mana xursand bo'lib oxirida admin kerak.
Well, luckily for him,
you know, it made it all the way to the last round of the
15-round boshlandi.
Right, obviously, like that does too come back.
Oh yeah.
Hisob 9-5.
But because they had to let the lead go so badly in the first place, you open the door to that. That's what's caused so many.
Pasmalon, Niko va turtda B o'ynayapti. Long tortilib o'rish kerak. Bo'ldi bu yo'g'iga. Niko salgina agressiya ko'rsatganda hech bo'lmasa informatsiya yig'ib bergan bo'lardi. Tunnelda Nikoga push qilishmoqda. Molotov agressiya oxirigacha davom etmaydi va KTdan уже yetib olishda yordamga Carrigan Kolmisuga head bergandan so'ng ko'ngilni xotirjam qilib rampga qarab yo'l olsa bo'ladi.
Tough to picture a world where
Tazas
these pistols get
smoke
anything
orasida
but a good
Emiliyadan
damage.
headshot
Tazas
Tazasga.
drops the bomb into the
Yana
smoke.
5-7 da uning qo'lida va ko'ramiz raund qanaqa davom etishini. Kattaga ancha muncha yetib kelishgan, boost ham berib yuborishdi. Westmelon boost orqali hech kimni ko'rmayapti va boostdan tushishga majbur bo'lib qoldi. Lekin yana ozgina kutganda balki saydagi Iroqni kutib olishi mumkin edi. Monisidan Emiliyaga headshot Kyosuke esa Westmelonni minus qilib berdi. Zakir hamda Sterlar tirik qolishdi. 4-2 vaziyatda. Keyingi raund Fullbayga qarshi Fullbay ko'ramiz. Ungacha Falcons quvlashni boshlayapti ularni. Assalomu alaykum, yaxshimisiz? Charchamayapsizmi? Ma'ruf aka. Stream qilishni tashkilotchilar qanday Stream qilishga ruxsat beringlar. Stream qilishga ruxsat beringlar. Shunaqa deb yozasiz. Ruxsat bersa berdi, bermasa yo'q. Iltimos qilib aka, Brad Kyosuke
Before Falcons get too chatty.
Unaqa deyapsiz. Va 16-raund boshlandi. Ikkita jamoada ham full buy bor. Mana bu raund muhim. Ikkita jamoa uchun ham aynan. Agar Falcon olsa, yana davom etadi raundlarda. Olib hisobni tenglashtirib qo'yishgacha balki.
Missing that a bit last round.
Terma jamoalar o'rtasida jahon chempionatida bu pro igroklarning ko'pi qatnashmaydi. U eSports Nations Cup degan millatlar ligasi tashkillashtirilayotgandi shu yil noyabr oyida. U turnir keyingi yilga ko'chirildi. 2027-yil noyabrga ko'chirildi. Sababi dunyoda bo'layotgan siyosiy qanaqadir urushlar, shunga o'xshaydigan sabab. Tug'ilgan kuningiz bilan. Kimni tug'ilgan kuni bo'lsa, tabriklayman. Tug'ilgan kuningiz muborak bo'lsin. Emilia Kueki. Westmelondan Kerriganga headshot va Niko esa Starini minus qilmoqda va Nikodan agressiya javob etdi. Emilia jinnimisan? 2-2 vaziyat qilib bermoqda Emilia.
Oh, he hit him. Monisi hit him through the door. What?
Hali ham Monisi bor ekan. Tazas midda, Tazasda yaxshi shans bor.
You let Nico go through. He gets a double. Sure, you find two of your own, but there was a numbers advantage there because of Monisi, who had to hit that up close up shot.
Bomba ham o'rnatib bo'lingan. Diffuski tushib qolgan ancha uzoqda. Tazasdan Kolmisiuga hit. Zakir esa save'ga yo'lladi.
Since that smoke was out and they didn't walk out through the left side.
Yaxshi lekin 9-3dan 9-7 gacha yetib keldi. Bu yo'q endi sabrini chidaydi ular. Sabrli bo'lsa balki yutib oladi.
When you're on the back of the site behind Xbox, you're watching the right side of the tunnel. When you're at K-Sharp, you're also seeing that. And I think because someone was playing outside the site, they thought maybe there's no car player. Here's a time to go out this way.
Right, sure. Nico fast enough to catch them both off. It's actually crazy that Emilia winds up with the second. Watch this kill.
Yeah.
In the dying moments before Monisi hits him with the op. 2-round game. Economy back under question for Lin Vision.
Va bizda 17-raund boost tegmadi. Monisining otgan o'qi bitta o'zi AWP bor edi. Tazas.
To be fair, it was a little awkward. He was boosted up, but he kind of just walked all the way across off the boost.
Kyosuke. Faqat AWP dagi half-buy qilib olgan qolgan igroklar ham normal, yomon emas. Zakir. Oho, Zakirdan bu safar flick shot o'xshamayapti. Kerriganni tutib ola olmay qoldi. Razver orqali hech kim ko'rilmayapti. 50 soniya atrofida vaqt. Falconlar nimadir o'ylab topishga harakat qilib ko'rishadi. Bu vaqt oralig'ida B'ga qarata yurishni boshlashyapti. B'da himoyada yana bir smok tashlab qo'yishdan yaxshigina vaqt cho'zish uchun Emilia yolg'iz o'zi solo B'ni himoya qilyapti. 35 sekund vaqt.
Just Kerrigan showing a bit of skin up catwalk has kept them still so timid on A.
Nico.
This would take a miracle out of a 5-7.
5-7. Yonma, yondi bo'ldi. Bemalol kirib kelishlari mumkin endi B'ga. Save qiladi AWP va MP9 kerak bo'ladi ularga keyingi raundda. 9-8 va full B'ga qarshi full B'da keyingi raundda biz ko'ramiz. Niko.
I've heard some players say that despite map biases, that if they were to make a comeback, they would much rather do it on T side.
Okay.
More control of the conditioning and how you know, the tempo of rounds and everything like that.
Ul
So as an
hamma save
IGL,
qilib
it sort of
qoldi.
feels like you have more control.
Boshqa joyga qimirlashsa
If
kutib
you're
olishga turishini
confident,
qaranglar bularni.
obviously.
O'shaga bitta sayt kuchli bo'lib ketib qolsa, yomon bo'lib ketadi, o'yin.
I think Linvision they kind of just need to let it fly here. If they are going to slowly let Falcons back into this game,
terrorga ancha qulay bo'lib
let
ketib
them do
qoldi,
it on
masalan,
their
karta
terms.
Falcon shunaqa qilgandan keyin.
More attempts at opening kills, more flanks and rotations, you know, whether it's pushing long or pushing tunnels, trying to grab up as much space as you can because they just try to play.
Savdo Mo'nisidan yana bitta es bo'lsa, ertaga stream qilishingizga osh bor Kamolondan deylar. Sardor aka, Mo'nisi endi es qilishi qiyin. Hech bo'lsa birinchi esdan keyin stream qilishimga osh bor. Abetga soat 2 da stream boshlasam, 1 larda oshni tayyorlab qo'yavering aka. Kamolonda ishlaysizmi o'zingiz?
It's making Monacy look average.
Full on long control, but no tunnels.
Full B'ga qarshi full B, ancha uzoq kutilgan raund. Keyingi raundda ham pullari bo'ladi, hattoki Linvision'ni. Shunday ekan, bexavotir o'ynashga harakat qilishadi. Mo'nisi 3 ga 8 yuradi, 12 ga 8 da comeback qilib sekin yetib kelyapti-da. Mo'nisining o'zini ham kadasa. Hozircha ish beryapti raundlar yutishda bu.
And while he's trying to pluck off these
Ikkita A, ikkita B himoya.
Ikkita
shortdan o'ynashyapti va mana endi sekinlik bilan Gendel pozitsiyasidan ham Zakar tortishni boshlasa kerak, chunki smokedan ko'rmay qoladi. Mo'nisining soyasini ko'rdi va nimaga skopni orqaga qaytardi bilmayman Zakardan. Hatto va Mo'nisidan entry frag. Karigini eshitishdi-yu. Ko'rishdi. Westmelon razmen turga 4 vaziyat kalashda olgan holatda o'ynaydi. Westmelon va retake qilishga harakat qilib ko'rishadi. Hali imkoniyat yo'q degani emas.
But it's also a moment where they're already losing as Falcons get closer. Because where are Linvision going to go? Like, hold on to Cat and wait for their 2B guys to come over. It's just not really productive.
Aka sizga agar menga qarang, to'g'risini aytaman. O'zi Ishtixon Zig'iroshiga borardim. Osh bo'yicha endi gapirishadigan o'zi edi. Atak bir marta bordim, juda yoqdi. Ikkinchi marta borgan paytda unaqa suzib bera olmadilar-da. Chotki bo'lmadi. Qo'lim bilan yeshib o'tgan paytlarimizda o'shda. Qo'l bilan mazaliroqda eslashdi. Keyin Samosh bor Parkenskiyda. Payosh yoqadi. Menga Payliyosh, Zig'iroshda, u Samarqand Zig'irosh. Paylisi. O'shalar zo'r qilib suzib beradi. Payda dabovga qilasiz, bilmayman qancha bo'ladi. Odam bosh tushsa 100 mingdan tushib qolishi mumkin. O'zi osh qimmat bo'lib ketgan hozir. Любой joyga borib osh yesangiz ham salat, kolasi bilan 100 ming bo'ladi. Odam bosh. Kamolon ofisimga yaqin bo'lgani uchun har doim osh borda Kamolonda. Bir 2 marta borganman, Samoshga ulgurmaganman Parkenskiyda. Oxirgi 2 marta ulgurmadim. Shuning uchun Kamolon ofisimga ham tip atrofida shundan borib Kamolonni o'zidan yeb olish. Parkenskiydagi zo'rda, Parkenskiydagi prям top gap yo'q. Guruchga yopish ketgan. Yana bitta osh bor. Payplov. Payplovni ham payli oshi zo'r.
It's going to be a gut-wrenching waste if they don't even make this
competitive. Yeah, it'll just feel like a waste. You know, like they could lose anyways.
Stream ko'rmay qoldim deyman.
But as Falcons start to play better, you want to see them also keep pushing the envelope.
Zo'rligi.
Take some risks. It's kind of what Sonic, I think, said to Falcons in that first half.
Eng zo'ri Plosity. Plosity qayerda edi? Parkinskiyni qatdi. Samosh deb yozsangiz chiqadi o'zi. Kosonga kelib mehmon qilamiz aka. Oshni haq his qilasiz deydilar. Kosonga aka o'zimni ham yaxshi tanishlarim bor, o'taman nasib. Xorazm burgerni yeganmiz. Nasib endi boraman. Endi hammaga har xil osh yoqadi-da. Men payli oshni qayerda zo'r qilishim.
No long control, no big flanks.
Ruxsat olish faqat email orqali, xuddi shunaqa aka. Email bilan bog'lamasangiz bo'lmaydi. Aka oshga reklama. Yo'q,
Just floating.
O'zbek film mashina yeb ko'rish kerak.
Once
Aka
again,
ko'p yeganman bu
every
yoqda ham
single
mashina.
monicum of pressure is on Zacher again.
Yep.
O'zbek film oldida 2 yil
So little
yashaganman.
to work with, no teammates near bar buying pit.
It's just 2 scaling flashes and then he'll
Va shortdan kirib kelishni boshlashyapti. Zacher Kyosukini tutib oldi.
You're gonna do anything, it banks on that first one. Puts a bit of timidness
Oshga
in
chalg'ib
Falcons, but
o'yinga
only for a
e'tibor
moment.
qaratmay
They
qo'yamiz.
know we get this
9-9
bomb
hisob va
down,
bombani
and it's
o'ratib
gonna
bo'lishdi,
force
lekin bir kishi
and a
kam bo'lishiga
retake.
qaramasdan.
So they hang on to long control, 3 players moving forward, and nobody back towards mid doors here for Falcons whatsoever. They're
Carrigan.
very much all stacked up on this
Va
shelf.
Monisi AWPni tashlab Kalashni qo'liga olmoqda.
They're playing the frag and if there's no
U
pressure
salgina
on Cat,
xato
they're in a
bo'lmadimi
really
ekan
good
Monisi
spot to just
tomonidan?
keep
Nima deb
peeking.
o'ylaysizlar?
At least
Smoke
Vision
ichiga
have
yana
5
bir
players.
anti-flash turib olganini qarang. Hammasi anti-flashlar o'xshadi. Xato bo'lmabdi. Xato bo'lmabdi. Monisi va tezasdan bitta minuslar. Va Monisi Kalashni ishga soldi. Zacher 2ga 1 Kalash va AWPni save qiladi. Double kill.
Second on the departure, but that's it. You
Yana
gave him
safe.
the bomb plant, you gave him the post plants, you just
Talon
allowed
osh, u
for
qanaqa
them to
osh?
get that in with so little fight.
O'qimaydi. Aka qanaqa qilib mana
If your
shunaqa
main
balandroq
advantage is
banning
5v4,
hop qilsa
and
bo'ladi.
that's, you know,
Maha
typically in
banning
your
hopni
favor,
pol
putting the bomb
YouTube'ga
down
yozsangiz
suddenly brings
bo'ladi.
it
Men
back to
o'zim ham
deciding
banning
to
hop
only
qila
have 4.
olmayman-da unaqa.
If there's no cap pressure, all these spots across Cat are a nightmare to actually duel versus.
Hamma
Like, you've got
e'tibor o'sha
Tessus,
ketdi.
Nico,
Ertalabga
Monisi up
to'y
there on
yo'qmi
top
bir
side,
Toshkentda?
all peaking at the same time. Is
To'y
that
yoshdan
really that nice
Hammamiz
for you?
yig'ilib.
Even though you got your 1 kill.
Samarqandga kelsangiz mehmon. Yomon so'kindik bu. Yo'l aka qaysidir viloyatga boradigan bo'lsam,
Yes, sir, they've done it.
aytaman.
In cruise control.
Yo'q bo'lib
Control
qolish
this
yo'q.
game with the T side, flawless on their run.
Monisi Zacherni o'ldirib bermoqda.
He's gonna get active, find a different look from Zacher, not just over towards that A site, but instead
Kyosuke.
posting up at B and trying to find that early pick. It'll cost him his life.
Molotov va raskidlar tashlab berildi. Kolmisiu ortga qaytdi.
But hey, at least this time he doesn't have to sit there on A waiting for the commitment. Got into the action, goes down for his efforts.
Kyosuke. Va shortda
Envision
Kyosuke
required
va
but
qo'shdi
no
Kyosuke
surge.
ham.
Kyosuke
Double kill
back-to-back
19 ga 13
headshots
kada.
too.
Ey, oxirigacha comeback qilib o'rayapti Falcons. Uje 11-raundini oladi.
Just looking for a bit of impact on
Karigin AWPda farqi yo'q, qayerdan o'tayotganini bilmasdan bosib boradi Mishkani. Jinni bu Karigin. Otdim tegmadi deydi-da, jamoadoshlar agar o'lib qoladigan bo'lsa. Siz chetga chiqishga pulni qayerdan topasiz? Aka ishlayman, boshqa ishim ham bor streamda.
They finally try to throw in some flavor.
Bol kelsa, Grinch, I am bot. Tinchmisiz,
Well,
Grinch.
Falcons obviously know you have
Soul
to
ula
try to do
joyidam.
something like that.
8th round in a row, you finally trying to change up the game.
Tazas.
And especially when we
Karigin
already talked about
AWP'si bilan bitta kill topyapti. Emili o'ldirganiga javob berildi. Kolmisiu Avikni save qilishga harakat qilib ko'radi. Nu Zacherda yetarlicha puli bor ekan keyingi raundda.
Don't let him get to round
Atak
20.
save qilmasa ham bo'ladi.
He's already got all the
Kolmi, Nikoni ham
information.
ot tashlayapti. Kalashni berish niyatlari yo'q. Shunga shuncha yugurmay Ace berishadi hozir Kolmisiuga.
Throw this guy
Yo,
out middle,
afsuski
why
bitta
don't you?
igrokda
Yeah,
Emili o'ldirib
Like
qo'ygandi.
this.
Baribir AWPni olib ketdik.
Cost effective.
Baribir olib
Falcons
ketdik
still
AWPni.
will not be denied that 11th round.
It should really mean Zacher was Mr. Opening Kill in that first half. And that was T-side.
Marketingda ishlayman. Har doim
Again, they
aytaman,
finally
market
try to
olaman.
use him in that way. But
Men
there
hozir
could have
o'sha
been so
05
many
stavka
more
desa ham
cap
bo'ladi.
starts,
O'sha
boost
payt,
to peak
короче,
in the lower tunnels, or
yig'gan
tunnel setups
pulimga
to
faqat
push
chetga
into
chiqqanman-da
to take
boshida.
control of things.
O'zim xuddi intervyu berayotgandek tasavvur qilaman. Yig'gan
And
pulimga
I
chetga
suppose there still
chiqqanman.
can be. He's still got an op this round. They
Birinchi
have a
kurslik
bye,
paytim.
but this is the final
Samosh
notice.
Davlatbek osh ham urib qo'yishi mumkin. Uga bilgan bo'ladi boshda maslahatim shu
Fortunately, this is turning into a
yoshga
demo to
Malik.
watch back and be very
Malikadami
disappointed in
Davlatbek
themselves
osh deyapsiz,
after
Beyozda
all
aka.
the effort they
Aniq
put
o'taman
into
agar
it.
Malikada bo'ladigan bo'lsa
That's
gap
not to
yo'q.
say that they would guarantee a win versus
Davlatbek
Falcons or
osh
anything
dedingiz,
like that if they
bir test qilib ko'raman.
tried to go for it, but they'd definitely be more proud of
Eng
themselves.
yoqtirgan ovqatim oshdaman, chunki osh farqiga ham normalni boradigan bo'lib ketgan. Like bosib qo'yaylik bitta chiroyli comeback uchun mayli. Bolalar shuncha mehnat
Falcons, they
qilishdi.
can wipe some sweat off their forehead.
Hozir osh yomon ketardi,
Things are
shuni
starting
aytaman.
to go to plan.
Toshni tiqsak necha
Finally have rounds to work with.
Qiyinda. Ha, Malikada gol borlar. Kredit bom.
Why they weren't able to maintain
Xudoga
the
shukr
stomp
kreditim yo'q.
status that they established on map 1,
Anjon oshing.
but pushed to the limit.
Har xil deganman aka.
Almost brought back Ancient. And if Emilia
QA2 yana bir fullbackga qarshi full bularni ham puli tugamadi. Juda ko'p save qilib yorishmadimi, ha? Kyosuke
just a cat break setup. Not a single
Böyle
player
kommentga
doubled up.
yig'ishtiraydi, hamma
Any aggressive spot and whoa, Westmoreland keep.
va Westmoreland Carriganni tutib olmoqda. Yana 4 kishi bo'lib qolishdi Falconlar. Qaysidir igrok Prime'ni ko'rsatmasa bu raundda ancha qiyin bo'lib qolishadi. Kyosuke ko'rsatib berar ekan. Zakirga ajoyib hit. Tez-tezda Kolmisini o'ldirdi va A eshiklari to'liq ochiq. Niko Westmoreland bilan duel. Va Nikodan muhim dueldagi g'alabani ko'ryapmiz. Falconlar match pointga yo'l olishadi. Niko Emiliani o'tib qo'yapti. Starry'ning yolg'iz o'zi. Keyingi raundda pul bor. To'g'ri, Arushalar sotib olsa bo'ladi hamma. Hamma emas, Emiliyadan boshqa hamma. Emiliyaga ham MP9 drop qilib bersa agar Starry Kyosukini o'ldirmoqda. Monisini ham otib qo'ydim. Pulni qarang, 11 ming, 7 ming bo'lib ketgan. O'la save qilishga berishdi bunga. Zerikarli o'yin deydi. Biroq 9 dan 9-12 gacha comeback qilib keldi mana bular. Ben aytdim, aytsanglar aytib qo'yinglar, comeback bo'ladimi yoki yo'qmi? Mikrofon sovg'a qiling. Yangi mikrofon olib kelsin. Voy, Starry yana exit frag. Push qilib o'lib ketdi hammasi. Tezda AWP'ni save qilib qolar ekan baribir. Yashadi lekin Starry.
So everybody gets to go home disappointed.
Talon oshib ko'ring. Pochcha?
For once we all lose.
Nima pochcha deyapsizmi?
I mean, we could talk about the resilience that Falcons show, and we can praise that, but that's not really a skill set that I think we question.
Yeah, and also they weren't pushed that much here in the second half to really give them a lot.
Exactly. This was
Yandex navigatorga davlat beg'zar roshsiz chiqadi. Kechaning mazza qoladi. Faqat abed birdan oldinroq boring, judodan keyin ketadi. Bo'ldi, beg'zar aka, nasib bo'lsa o'taman. Eslab qoldim. Rahmat tavsiya uchun. Streamimizda aytaman, agar streamdan ko'rib tursangiz. Yaqin 2-3 kun ichida borsam kerak. Yokida shu final, yarim finalgacha boraman.
A wise man once said.
They're pushed up on Cat too.
Honestly, those guys.
Monisi kalashda o'ynayapti o'sha. Tezda Starryni ot tashladi, bo'ldi. AWP'siz yutishdi bu o'yinda katta ehtimollik bilan. Zakir Kyosukini razmen qilib ketmoqda. Falcon muxlislari yuragini ancha-muncha ushlab qoldi. 3,5 mingta odam bilmadim o'zi Falconsda bir yarim finaldagi o'yin tomosha qiladigan son. Hozir birinchi o'yinni o'zi tomosha qilishyapti.
The night owl burns.
Aka, shahidlar xiyobonida nahorosh bo'lyapti. O'ting soati. Sujdayev aka. Qayerda aytyapsiz?
You're going to watch long for enough.
Davlat katta odamlar boradigan nahorosh aytmaysiz.
There were points in this series where Emilia's rifle work was impeccable.
Flash. Telefonaga 3 ta rubrika ayting kan. Aka, telefonaga content. Igratekiga so'rang. Va Emilia Carriganni minus qilib berdi. Lekin Niko tomonidan otib tashlanmoqda. Zakir yetib keldi yordamga. Zakirdan flik o'xshamayapti. Tezda otib tashladi uni. Eng so'nggi igroga esa Call Me You. Bitta ham round bermadi-ya. Kataga o'tib olgandan keyin Lin Vision nima qilsa ham shans ola olmayapti.
You've got a couple players tagged up, so maybe since he's forced to take a swing at this.
Umar fursat. Boya yozganingizni o'chirib tashlagandim men o'zi. Nikodan headshot 13-9 ishonchli comeback gap bo'lishi mumkin emas. Shoshmanglar, sizlar Falcons muxlislari uchun chiqib ketmay turinglar, futbolkasini kiyib.
Falcons will indeed avoid that lower bracket, instead sending Lin Vision to go join Foot and Vitality instead.
Not a single round in that second half won by Lin Vision, despite having such a phenomenal start.
Mana Nikoni quritilgan versiyasi shu.
It was like a flash before
Soch
their
torqalari ham
eyes, so
bor,
they could
Niko
have been staying there in the
stilida.
upper bracket.
I think that's kind of what we expected.
Niko
the
keldi.
second
Intervyuga
half to look
savollar
like,
bormi?
where
Esingizda
Lin Vision can
gaplashamiz.
put something
Birorta
together, they
savollar
can
bo'lsa.
have a really
Eng
solid
zo'r
half of
server qaysi?
Counter-Strike.
KZ
Look
eng zo'r
impressive
server.
at times, but
Eng zo'r
eventually
server
Falcons are going to
KZ.
show up and they're
Mazza
just
qilib
better individually, they're better
o'ynashinglar
as a
mumkin.
team, and they should be taking one of these.
Changerlar bilan. Xitoyliklar zo'r o'ynadi, xuddi shunaqa. Falcons oq formasidan kerak. Olib kelamiz. Biz bilgandik, biz kutgandik. Xursandman. Assalomu alaykum Niko. Va alaykum salom. Xush kelibsizlar. aka nima danatda monisini qo'shmayapti. Behruzga aytib qo'yaman, qo'shib qo'yadi. 3 marta yozdim oxirgisi, lekin Murat chaqirsam o'tasizmi? Nasib aka, vaqtimiz bo'lsa, nasibamiz yozilgan bo'lsa o'tamiz. Salom Niko, ikkinchi karta nima qilyapti? Ikkinchi karta prosta Kyosuke sal ruin qilib yubordi. Unga ishonib midga chiqdim. Otishamiz degan paytimda bizni sotib yorsa bo'ladimi? O'zi ham full blind ekan, o'lib qoldik. Shunaqa qilib yaxshi comeback qilayotgan joyda yutqizib qo'ydik. Ahvoli yaxshimi? Sentyabr o'rtalarida biron kunga vaqtingiz qanaqa? Kobilov sentyabrda o'rtalar ko'ramiz. Kobilov. Turnirlar bor, turnirlar shuning uchun vaqt bo'lmay qolishi ham mumkin-da, aytib bo'lmaydi. Yashashga vaqt yetmaydi chunki. Tezlikni nima uchun qora tanli bilmadim aka. Qora tanlilar chunki boshidan bo'lmay kelgan. Nikol, bunday natijaga erishish uchun nima qilish kerak? Bunday natija erishish uchun faqat mehnat. Natija ko'rmayapsizmi? Yana mehnat, bum bo'ladi oxirida va majorda yutishingiz mumkin menga o'xshab. Hozir bolalar salgina raslabon berib yubordi, chunki majorda yutib qo'ydik-ku o'zi. Shuning uchun. Osh temasini davom ettiramiz, lekin Rishton oshi boshqacha achchiq sho'rvasi bilan. Har oy Rishton oshi yana Toshkentdan Farg'onaga borib. Farg'onada qiladim Rishton oshni. Farg'onaga yo'limiz tushsa bir o'tib ko'ramiz albatta. Hozir biz Portugaliyada biz. Blast Open Porto turnirida. Hozir yana o'yin bo'ldi. Biz gostinitsaga borib damimizni olamiz undan ko'ra. Yomon intriga. Juda intriga qilib yuborishdi. Intriga ancha ko'paytirib yuborishdi bolalar. Charchamanglar akalar, sog' bo'linglar, salomat bo'linglar. Major yutganingizda nima his qildingiz? Короче, oxirgi raund уже Monisi skop oldi bibliotekaga. Igrok borligini bilardik, biz oxirgisi o'sha yerda bo'lishini. Men уже oxirgi 5-6 sekund ichida chempion bo'lganimizni sezib bo'lgandim. Ichimdan nishonlayotgandim. Srazu stolga sakrab chiqdim, ko'rgan bo'lsanglar rasmlarda. Neta, mani gapimni eshitmaysiz. Eshitaman, neta, siz gapingizni nima eshitmayman? Yana o'yin. Charchamanglar akalar, sog' bo'linglar. Ko'rishamiz ertaga streamda, xudo xolasa. Streamni o'chiraman bu yog'iga. O'zi bu oshiganmiz. Yeganman, Behruz mujik bolalarga Behruz olib berganim. Olib kelgan ekan O'zbekistondan. Majoriga kelgan paytda. Ko'rishamiz ertaga. O'chiray, ko'p pachkanlashib ketamiz bo'lmasa.